Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. This is our Hidden Gem segment, our first show of the New Year's. We are back, y'all. We got to throw it up for the people. We excited, okay? A new year, new things happening. So many great things to start this New Year's off. This is our first segment back on. I'm excited because we got all the kings here today. The brothers kicking off the first show of the New Year's. And it's always great on these Hidden Gem segment because it's positivity. So much negativity, so much things happening in the world, so much going on. Every Tuesday is like the day to just look forward to some hidden gem, some phenomenal business leaders, some phenomenal organizational leaders, some phenomenal folks that's doing amazing things to impact our community. So I'm excited about it. Last year, as we ended 2023, it was a year of losses, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of things took place this last year. Tremendous year. But, to our both sides of the conversation team, to our sponsors, to the amazing folks in the community that we've been able to impact over the last year, it has been really a touching year. As we ended the year, we put out some of our videos of events that we participated in, some of the impact that we had. Silent Tools, my guy Don, a number of folks, we just came together just to kind of highlight some of the things that's taking place as we continue to push forward into this New Year's, to look at the impact that the Dreamkeeper Initiative has had in our city, in our community, not just in San Francisco, above and beyond, all throughout the Bay Area, just to look at the number of engagement, community organizations come together. There was a lot of positivity that took place last year. We just excited to get back to see more of what we could do. No matter what, we hear about all of the cuts, all of the things that's happening. We hear all of the negativity, the mud, but you know what? It's still positive things happen. People are being blessed. Things are happening. Change is happening. We'll continue to do our part to make change. Now, starting off this new year, okay, 2024, I woke up and I was like, man, an earthquake in Japan. I thought, man, we go get off to a good start, and we got off to a little shaky start. But I'm looking forward to what 24 has to bring. I noticed the year of information, the year of exposure, the year of political, everything is going on. We got politics, we got elections, things happening. So it's going to be a very interesting year. There's a lot of changes, a lot of cuts are happening, a lot of things are going on, but we are still here. We are excited, and we'll continue to do the work. And I'm glad that the brothers is here. We get an opportunity to highlight the brothers, but also uplift the queens of the community. There's so many terrible things going on. And as Black men, I'm glad we're here today. How do we protect our women leaders? To see what took place with the Harvard professor, just tragic incidents continue to happen. The amount of racial and attacks on our Mayor London Breed, a lot of our Black female leaders in our community, just the attacks keep happening. We got to protect our leaders, protect our community. Black men, we got to protect our women. To all of the amazing women that continue to push through and fight for change, fight for opportunities for our community. So just want to give a huge shout out to all the amazing queens in 2024 that continue to push the narrative of change, to push the narrative of prosperity, push the narrative of we can do all that we put together. So just want to say thank you to all of them. Give a huge shout out to the Human Rights Commission, to Dr. Davis, to Dr. Sy, to all of the amazing leadership that we have across the city that's continuing to impact our DA, all of the amazing women. We got some amazing women that's doing some amazing things, regardless of the politics, regardless of what you don't like and like. We got some people that look like us that's doing some things, and we are excited about that. So as we step into 2024, it's a slow, progressing year. We potentially going to have somebody for our Educational 30. Folks are still getting back from vacation. So it's going to be a slow process as we ramp up, as we get ready for this year to have more impact, more things happen. Our bowling event is coming up. Community has been blowing me up. John Henry, I got to get the link. Hey, it's going down, okay? The bowling event is going down. February 25th. I hope you guys are out there. Sign up. We still got spaces. But again, once we reach that max number, we got to cut everybody off. But it's going down. It's going to be another great year, great event. And there are so many Black history events going on this weekend. We're kicking off the Martin Luther King weekend with concerts. There's a lot of things going on in San Francisco and across the Bay Area. So community, tap in, as this year, both sides of the conversation, we will do more to inform you where the events, where is things happening, where I can show up. We'll continue to do our part to make sure you get those resources and opportunities, because we're going to need them more than ever here in this city. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and open it up to Brother Mark, the voice. You've been gone for a while, brother. It's a new year. How's everything going, King?
Let me just open it up like this. Let me be the first one to nominate you for the BS OTC Cat Williams Award for setting it off in 2024. Because we just gonna tell the truth. Because we love the people and the truth shall set the people free. Brother, I'm doing fantastic, man. I ain't gonna lie, I have missed y'all so much these last couple of weeks. It's so good to see you, Bishop, Sister Ayo, everybody that's backstage. But yeah. We still standing after 2023. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like a tiger who just got taken out of the cage, off the leash. I'm ready to slap 2024 around like it owe me something.
Man, I'm just happy you all are here. It is great. I had all the people calling. People saying, "What happened? Y'all shut down." People calling saying we out of business. All kind of lies. No, we are still here. We standing with the people. We just had a little Christmas break. We just was chilling, enjoying the family, doing our thing. But
And
we
we
back
want
now.
all the smoke. We
Come
want
on, we
all the
want all
smoke
the
this
smoke in
year.
2024. We gonna bring it. Hey, but with that being said, community, the queen of the platform is here. She's back, Sister Ayo. How you doing, Queen?
Welcome, community. Good evening. Happy Tuesday. And we came in with our boots on and running, okay? We ended strong last year, and it has been a wonderful year so far for me. Like everything. I just turned 40, you guys. I know. But it's been amazing. Like this first week has been a transition, and I feel it. Everything great is coming. Everything great for BSOTC, everything great personally, financially, emotionally, every LY, like I said, everything is coming to fruition. And I'm just so excited to see what this year has to bring.
Io, you taking over the news, okay? People calling me, they see you all over the news, everywhere. You all over the place, okay? And now they just taking over. They like, where Io ass? I see it on the news. You everywhere now, okay? That's it. Y'all see Io, don't ask for autograph, okay? You like, back up. All right. Happy 40th to you and many more. So, just happy to be back. Well, community, with that being said, we'll get to our community news real quick and our announcements, and we're going to bring up these phenomenal gems tonight. Before we get started, Brother Mark, take us off with some of the news. What's going on?
All right, let's go ahead and jump into these headlines coming into 2024. Of course, we got to talk about what's going on around the world. So, our first headline: Hezbollah hits Israeli base, says it does not want a wider war. Hezbollah attacked an Israeli army base with explosive drones deployed from Lebanon on Tuesday, hitting the position for the first time in what the Iran backed group declares part of its response to recent Israeli assassinations in Lebanon. Also on Tuesday, an Israeli attack killed 3 Hezbollah fighters in South Lebanon, adding to the death toll among its forces for more than 3 months of hostilities with Israel. Israel and Hezbollah have been waging their deadliest hostilities in 17 years since the Palestinian militant group Hamas attacked Israel from Gaza on October the 7th. And Hezbollah deputy leader Naim Qassem, in a televised speech, said his group did not want to expand the war from Lebanon, but if Israel expands it, the response is inevitable to the maximum extent required to deter Israel. And also in global news, former UK opposition leader Jeremy Corbyn to join South Africa's delegation accusing Israel of genocide. Former UK opposition leader Jeremy Corbyn will join the South African delegation from this week's hearings at the International Court of Justice, where the country accuses Israel of committing genocide against Palestinians in the war in Gaza. South Africa brought the case against Israel last month, accusing it of intending to destroy Palestinians in Gaza, and asked the UN's top court to order Israel to halt its attacks. Israel rejected South Africa's allegations of genocide with disgust and said it will defend itself at the court. And South Africa's Justice Ministry said Corbyn was one of a number of senior political figures from progressive political parties and movements across the globe who will join the South African delegation at The Hague in the Netherlands for 2 days of preliminary hearings, which begin on Thursday. Corbyn was the only one of those foreign political figures in its delegation named by the South African government. And in a little bit more of positive global news, Pan-Africanists rally youth to secure Africa's future. Renowned Pan-African advocates Professor PLO Lumbada, Dr. Erikana Chihombori Kuo, and Peter Obi have united to encourage African youth to persevere in shaping the future of its continent and to persevere. Scheduled for January 7th, the self-funded NGO event in Ghana faced an unexpected cancellation. And speaking post-cancellation, Dr. Erikana expressed regret but emphasized their duty to make amends. We acknowledge our letdown to the youth, but we recognize our duty to set things right. With the wisdom, energy, and intelligence of our youth, we believe in steering Africa towards a new path, expressed Dr. Arikana. The speakers, invited to deliver a message of hope and unity, highlighted the youth's role in shaping Africa's future. And Professor PLO Lumbada referenced Kwame Nkrumah's call for African unity in Accra 67 years ago, noting that the message of hope will persist despite the disruption. And while the convention 2024 faced an unexpected setback, the speakers remained resolute in their commitment to empower African youth and fostering continental unity. And in our other headlines here, as we get closer to home, NRA lawyer distances gun group from LaPierre's lavish spending. A defense attorney for the National Rifle Association on Tuesday fought back against a civil suit by the state of New York, arguing that the actions of the NRA's leader, who spent fortunes on luxuries and travel, were not those of the organization itself. Of course, nobody saw that coming. The trial in Manhattan courtroom comes as the nation's most prominent gun lobby has been roiled by internal divisions, including the announced resignation last week of Wayne LaPierre, its leader for more than 3 decades. He was at the organization's head as it became a powerhouse in American politics, battling back gun control efforts at the local and federal levels. And on Tuesday, a lawyer for the group, Sarah Rogers, tried in her opening statement to distance the organization from Mr. LaPierre, telling jurors that while he was a valuable leader, he was not always a meticulous corporate executive. And our final headline in local news, Oakland's mayor's critics pursue recall campaign. A former police commissioner and a local activist blame Mayor Shane Thao for crime and want voters to remove her. Last weekend, a group led by retired Alameda County Superior Court judge and former member of the police commissioner, Brenda Harbin Forte, announced it had been mailed the paperwork to officially start the recall process after collecting 250 signatures for an official notice. And in a note explaining their concerns, the organizers accused Tao of creating a public safety crisis in Oakland by systematically dismantling OPD, firing former police chief Lerone Armstrong, and failing to appoint a new police chief, among other complaints. Lives have been lost, property destroyed, businesses have been shut down, and fear and collective trauma are daily occurrences for Oaklanders. The recall organizers wrote in their notice. Tao's chief of staff, Leigh Hansen, said the recall effort is led by losers. That's going to do it for the news.
Wow, man. Oakland going through a crisis. It's a state of emergency over there. But you know what? Hey, it's what it's all about. Coming together, people. The power is in the people. We always said. Mr. Fab Week is coming up at the Henry J. Kaiser community. We'll go out there, skate, have a good time, and be safe. So, with that being said, Ayo, let's get through the events. Tell the people what's going on.
Calling college and high school young emerging leaders for the BWOPA 2024 Youth and Young Adult Caucus Leadership Council. Apply today. Deadline is extended until tomorrow, January 10th, 2024. HRC in Northern Cal, MLK Foundation, proudly co-present a celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s social justice and beloved community, January 12th, 2024, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at the Herbst Theater, 401 Van Ness Avenue in San Francisco. Join the HRC in March to celebrate the life and 95th birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. from Caltrain Station at 700 4th Street to the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Waterfall at Yerba Buena Gardens, January 15th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Join the HRC in celebration of the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. following the annual Freedom Walk on January 15th from noon to 2 p.m. at the Yerba Buena Gardens, 750 Howard Street in San Francisco. Aaron Daly, MA in UCSF Movement Disorders and Neuromodulation Centers presents Understanding Parkinson's Disease in the Black Community, January 18th, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Southeast Community Center. For more info, please see the link below. San Francisco Rec and Park, in participation with SFPUC, presents City Job Fairs 2024, January 20th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Southeast Community Center located at 1550 Evans Avenue in San Francisco. San Francisco OEWD will host a community virtual budget discussion on Wednesday, January 24th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. The topic is Economic Development Program and Resources. Please RSVP for this event. San Francisco OEWD Community's virtual budget discussion on Thursday, January 25th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. The topic, Economic Development Program and Resources. OMI Cultural Participation Project, The Wiz, Saturday, January 27th, 7:30 p.m. at the Golden Gate Theater, 1 Taylor Street. San Francisco Rec and Park presents City Job Fairs 2024, January 27th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Hamilton Recreation Center, 1900 Gary Boulevard in San Francisco. The African American Arts and Culture Complex invites you to the Season of Black Art inaugural event, introducing the October to February 2024 season at the AAACC, kicking off a captivating celebration of Black creativity and culture with special guests and performers. For more information, please register for tickets below. Dreaming Forward, Black to San Francisco. This day-long conference is open to the public and will celebrate DKI's accomplishments and look ahead to future success. Thursday, February 1st, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the War Memorial Veterans Building at 401 Van Ness Street in San Francisco. Black to San Francisco, an evening celebration, Friday, February 2nd from 5 to 8 p.m. at City Hall, North Light Court, 1 Dr. Carlton B. Goodlit Place, San Francisco. All are welcome as we gather in honor of HBCU alumni and Divine Nine members. San Francisco Rec and Park presents City Job Fairs 2024, February 3rd, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the County Fair Building, 1199 9th Avenue in Golden Gate Park, San Francisco. SFOEWD's Community Virtual Budget Discussions on Tuesday, February 6th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. The topic, Economic Development Program and Resources. Save the date for Quiche Cares' 3rd annual Give Back Day, February 10th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Location TBA, meaning to be announced. Register and for the resources or volunteer at the number below. Into Action announces the Black Cultural Preservation Mini Grant Cycle 3, opening January 25th and closing on February 26th. From March 1st through May 31st, you can get up to $9,500 in funding for Black cultural preservation events in the Tenderloin, Lakeview, Sunnydale, Visitation Valley, and OMI. DKI announces the Senior Home Repair Program with an up to $50,000 forgivable loan to low to moderate income senior and disabled homeowners residing in the historical distressed and underserved neighborhoods in San Francisco. San Francisco Human Rights Commission has a regular bi-monthly commission meeting on the second and fourth Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. in the City Hall Room 416. You can also attend via Zoom. Fathers to Founders hosts child support clinics every Tuesday and Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 232 6th Street. Receive essential guidance on child support debt reduction, resolving driver's license holds, pursuing custody of your children, and establishing visitation rights. For clinic appointments, please call the number below. Dreamkeeper announces the Down Payment Assisted Loan Program. You could receive up to $500,000 for down payment assistance, up to $30,000 for closing costs, and connect with housing counselors, lenders, and realtors. Walters Wellness Group invites you to Sip and Paint Center every first, third, and fifth Friday, where you can unwind and set the tone for your weekend. Fueled by tea, creativity, and grounding, hosted by Dr. Kathia Walters and the Walters Wellness Group. Join Fathers to Founders for Fatherhood Reimagined therapy group sessions held every Tuesday night at 6 through 7 p.m., ongoing beginning from last year, October 24th at 232 6th Street in San Francisco. There will be food served at each session. APRI is hosting youth workshops offering job referrals, resume building, skill building, internships, professional networking, and community service hours at 1301 Evans Avenue in San Francisco. To schedule a Zoom or phone appointment, see the link below. Come out to Fillmore's Friday Night Market every Friday from 4 to 9 p.m. on O'Farrell Street between Fillmore and Steiner for live music, barbecue, soul food, frozen desserts, retail vendors, games for kids, a Domino's tournament, prizes, and entertainment. Vendor booths are available. The new vaccination site offers the COVID-19 booster and the monkeypox antiviral pill treatment, Thursdays 1 to 5 p.m. at 330 Ellis Street, as well as Saturdays from 12 to 4 p.m. at 1221 Mission Street. The community living room open all day, Monday through Friday, breakfast from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and grab-and-go lunch from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. at City of Hope Cafe, 750 Ellis Street in San Francisco. The San Francisco Office of Financial Empowerment announces Smart Money Coaching, which provides free, confidential one-on-one financial guidance. The program is available to anyone living, working, receiving services in San Francisco in English or Spanish with additional translation services as requested. The Bayview Collective and BSOTC are calling all Bayview community members to help shape the future of our community together. The Bayview Collective is conducting a survey to tap into the heart of our district, you. Your insights will directly influence the initiatives we are undertaking to enhance the quality of life in our vibrant community. Take the survey at the link below. Be a mentor in San Francisco SFUSD. Join SFUSD's school-based mentoring program, Mentoring for Success. Sign up to volunteer as an individual or group mentor district-wide. BSOT is calling on conscious individuals and organizations to sponsor our third annual African American History Bowling event and award ceremony. The award ceremony will be held on February 24th from 6 to 8 p.m., and the bowling event will be hosted from February 25th to 2 to 5 p.m. For more information on sponsorship, please see the link below. BSOTC needs your skill and ability to engage the youth. We are looking for community members to participate in basketball and recreational activities and mentor youth on Saturdays at the San Francisco Juvenile Detention Center. Stipends will be paid. For more information, please see the link below. Would you like to promote your business, your nonprofit, or community impact? Sign up for our Hidden Gems show. Share your expertise on our Educational Thursdays and be a panelist on Sunday's conversation. Keep up with both sides of the conversation's latest shows and community outreach events. Follow us on all social media platforms. You can also subscribe to our newsletter at bsotc.org. BSOTC welcomes individuals who are interested in giving back to their community to join us as volunteers. We value the positive impact volunteers can make and invite you to be a part of our mission to uplift and support our community. BSOTC kindly requests your invaluable support for our podcast and community engagement endeavors. We cordially invite you to explore any of our donation links, as your generous contributions will greatly aid us in enhancing our programming. We want to hear from you. BSOTC values your community input. We've created a brief survey to gather topics, ideas for our upcoming Sunday conversation. Please visit the link to share your perspective. We would like to take this time to acknowledge the Dreamkeeper Initiative and its support of BSOTC's programming. The Dreamkeeper Initiative amplifies the voices of and invests in San Francisco's diverse Black communities to reform public safety and address structural inequities in San Francisco. To learn more, please see our link below.
All right. Thank you, Sister Io. I know it's a lot. Gets you some water. Community, I know it takes some time to get through all the announcements, but y'all can't lie and say y'all don't know what's going on, how to get connected. But with that being said, we're going to move along. We're going to bring up these gems tonight because I know y'all been waiting all year. Positivity in 2024. We open it with the hidden gems. It's always great. Tonight, we're going to bring up the Kings. Brother Terrell, welcome back to both sides of the conversation. Brother Jay, Gizmo, the N.I.T.Y, Pickleball. Come on, brothers. Welcome to both sides of the conversation.
Man, this is such a blessing over here. And I mean, my gosh, where can you not get information by just plugging in? You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like if you don't want to get the information, then you almost got your ears and eyes closed, man. So thank you very much for having us again tonight, man. It's great to be with you. Man, I'm so happy that you guys have us on because the Kings Accountability Group of the San Francisco Bay Area is flying in a gem, like you just said. Our good brother, a professional pickleball player, GIZMO, featured in the National Geographic magazines and all throughout the United States. Man, he's coming into the Bay Area to do a free pickleball clinic. And what do we always say? We say the level of your exposure determines the level of your success, right? So we got to do everything that we can to make sure that we expose everybody, especially to the fastest growing sport in the world as of the last couple of years. So I won't steal my thunder because I would like Giz to kind of introduce himself and how he actually got into pickleball and now is a professional pickleball player.
Man, I can't thank you enough, man. I seriously appreciate the first alley oop of the night, Terrell. So, like I said, thank you for welcoming us on here. Like I said, I'm Gizmo. I'm currently residing in Virginia. But yeah, man, I play pickleball full time. Like Terrell said, it's the fastest growing sport in America the past couple years. And the crazy thing is, most people that I talk to who look like me, and I ask them if they ever heard of pickleball, they say, "What in the world is pickleball?" And the next thing out of my mouth is, well, it's like tennis and ping pong had a baby. And when I say that, you get the head to kind of cock like, well, all right, a baby, tennis, ping pong. And I'm like, all right, got him. So then I explained the quick rules to them because, I mean, really, it's not even that many rules. And the next thing that they ask is, when can we play? Like, where can I play? How do I get my hands on it? And then we go down the rabbit hole. So, I'll sit and talk about pickleball with anybody who will listen, just because I know how life-changing it is for sure.
Now, John, let me tell you something about Gizmo, because Giz didn't just start playing pickleball. Giz came from a challenged childhood. He's been shot. And then my man decided that he wanted to be in the fire department. So along the way of his journey, it was not easy. But for him to discover and uncover a sport of this nature and then want to expose it to other like-minded people, where you going to get pickleball in the inner city? You not. So you got to find ways to connect up with other people who are doing it at a professional level so that you get the exposure that you're looking to get.
Hey T, I gotta jump in here and say this because there is some community organizations here in the city that's gravitating to this pickleball culture. Okay, Collective Impact is doing it. Brother Spingola over there. They got the tennis courts over there at El Hill Hutch. They got a tennis player over there, Brother Mike, that's teaching kids tennis. And I would love to get GIZMO to come through and teach the young brothers how to play pickleball and how to get involved, because this sport is turning into a phenomenal thing. Okay, let me tell you, I didn't know nothing about it. Okay, I was clueless of pickleball, didn't understand it, didn't know what was going on. And Uncle Stank told me, he said, John Henry, this pickleball is taking over, right? We got people that's tennis players fighting the pickleball people over space. Like this thing is turning into a phenomenal thing. I didn't know nothing about it, so I got to give Uncle Stank his credit because he's seen this coming, right? And now to see another black man like us, a professional, a fireman, coming from where he came from, the background, I'm excited. I gotta see it in action, but I gotta give credit to Uncle Stank because he's been telling me about this pickleball. I didn't know nothing about pickleball. Okay, I didn't even know what it was. People going crazy as news articles. They fighting at the tennis courts. I don't know. They want some space to play pickleball, but now to see this brother doing it, to have him here tonight, this is definitely an honor and much respect. I know he's having some connectivity issues. We'll try to get him back on. But T, what a gym. So when is he coming to the Bay? When y'all bringing him out to the Bay?
So he's coming out here on the 26th of this month. And we've already lined up like several meetings for him to have conversations about pickleball and so forth. And then on the 27th, we will be in Richmond at the West County Salesian Youth Club, where we will actually have the pickleball tournament starting at 10 a.m. So we got a whole range of things going on for that entire weekend. And we just want to expose him as much as possible, because to have a professional pickleball player among the youth, exposing them to let them know, hey, look what I did. Look where I came from. Look what I'm doing today. And look, I done been featured in the National Geographic magazine. So I know it's real. So I'm glad Giz is able to make it back. Giz, you back?
Yeah, the devil, he gonna try it, but we gonna make sure that we get it right. And like Terrell said, man, I come from nothing, man. Single parent background. My mom did her best, but truth be told, the streets raised me. At the age of 20, I ended up getting shot 4 times. And I mean, after I got shot, the guy walks up to me, puts the gun in my face, pulls the trigger. And to this day, I don't know if the gun either jammed or he was out of bullets. But from that point at 20 years old to having to learn how to walk again, having 9 surgeries in 3 months, having my right ring finger amputated, a titanium rod placed in my right leg. I mean, literally having to start at the bottom. It wasn't about me. It was about how many people can how many people can I impact so that they don't have to go down this road? At that time, I didn't know it was going to be pickleball. I didn't know what it was. I had no direction in my life. But I finally got my stuff together and started working for a fire department. And this was like 6 years ago. And the crazy thing is, I don't like to lift weights. I don't like to work out. So I'm in the gym just shooting, and I just hear this sound. And, I thought it was ping pong. So I peek around the corner, and there's 3 nets set up, a bleacher full of, we'll call them mature individuals. I mean, again, I was 31 at the time. Nobody there was under. So they're like, yo, this is pickleball. It's all right, I'll just watch. Well, I've worked for 2 days. I go back to work, and I hear the same exact sound in the same exact gym, and I peek around the same curtain, and the same ladies come up to me, and they say, you don't get to look twice without trying it once. You have to at least try pickleball. Well, they walked me out onto that court, and 6 months later, I quit my job at the fire department to chase this absolutely crazy dream of becoming a professional pickleball player. And for me, it goes back to purpose. Like, I've helped a lot of people in the back of a fire truck, paramedic unit, in the ER, all that. But I was kind of restricted. By me only working in one locality, the demographic is going to be, limited. But if I'm able to travel to these different cities, different states, different countries, basically spread my testimony and introduce people to pickleball, which they may or may not have ever had a chance to be introduced to. What does that change look like? Again, I learned about pickleball at 31. If I had learned about pickleball at 15, 16, my gosh, what trouble could I have stayed out of? And again, I go around juvenile detention facilities and introduce pickleball, but I constantly find myself talking to my younger self or talking to individuals that I know based on their story, based on into, and I know how pickleball can be. So that's kind of shaped some of my mission over the past 5 years. At the end of the day, it's just a plastic ball. It has nothing to do with anything. You know, it's pickleball isn't my destination. It's just the vehicle for me to get the message out of, hey, this is what I've been through. If I can get through it, you can get through it too. And it's not just I walk in there and, hey kids, don't do this, don't do that. I saw it on TV. This is what's gonna happen if you do this. No, 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 no. I'm pulling from real life experiences. Like, hey, you don't have to listen to me, and that's okay. But if you do listen to me, you have a slight chance of being able to make that pivot. And I mean, like Terrell said, the level of your exposure is going to dictate where you go in life. If you're riding in a car with four unsmart people and you're the smartest person, you probably shouldn't be in that car. You should be looking for other vehicles to get in to where you're at the bottom of that totem pole so that you can absorb and soak up that knowledge. And honestly, that's what King's Accountability Group has done for me, man. Just over the past 3 years, the amount of things that I've been able to accomplish in the past 3 years has surpassed the previous 32 years of my life altogether.
Man.
Hey, John.
Just making sure everybody heard. Just making sure everybody heard that.
T, you cannot bring them out here, T, and not bring them to Collective Impact. They got the courts already set up out there. He cannot come out here and not go to YGC and talk to our youth in San Francisco. Come on, T. You got to connect with me. We got to get this brother up there.
Yeah, we're going to have to make it happen. But let me tell you the love that he has for the sport and for youth. This man has put together on his farm a pickleball courts where he can bring the youth out to his farm and teach them pickleball. You know what I'm saying? Come on, right? So,
and
again, go ahead, Gears.
No, I was just going to say, and that comes back to the pickleball being the vehicle and not the destination. Because again, if it was just about pickleball, I would just go to tournaments and play and get money and call it a day. But because it's just the vehicle, it allows other things to fall under that pickleball farm, which is a free nonprofit to take kids out to the farm.
The connection. See how the
devil his connection is bad. But let me tell you, I wish we had more options in San Francisco and the Bay Area for us to try whatever sport that we want, right? I grew up in West Side. The only sport that was available to me in West Side was football. Then we would go down to Hamilton and play some more football. Then we got recruited to play for the PAL Seahawks, now the 49ers. We got to continue to give exposure to our youth and our community in some form or fashion and make it easy and accessible, because these are the things that expands our mind in some form and fashion. So we're happy to fly Gears out here to really kind of expose the youth to this exploding sport.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely got to get them. I got to get them to Collective Impact. The young people over there already playing tennis, and just give them that exposure to pickleball. And maybe if we have enough time, that we could get him, to come to Juvenile, talk to some of the kids up there. I don't know if he gonna make it back on, but I know Io and Mark has some questions. Hopefully, we could get him back on, or maybe you can answer some of those questions if you have a quick second before we bring up the next gym.
Yeah, anything y'all guys got, it's all good. I'll answer as 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 best as I can, even
Well,
though I'm
well,
not a
I'll just
professional.
jump in here as the guy who's been living under a rock. I have never seen or heard of pickleball. And the fact that there is somebody who is doing it professionally and making a living blows my mind. So if you could, for us people who've been under a rock, can you just talk about pickleball as a whole, and maybe the journey for somebody to get introduced and what it would be like to go professional?
Yeah, so pickleball is a sport that started back east, and it really was a miniature of tennis as well as racquetball, and it was just it's an exploding sport. Like right now, you already have professional NBA players, professional NFL players who are investing in the explosion of the sport. Why is it so exploding? I don't know. They just love it. It's easy to play. You're getting a lot of exercise in, and to be honest, the 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 class, the income class is is up there. So it's like, you know how they say, well, if you want to start building your network, start playing golf. Well, I start playing golf. Okay, now I get it, right? So it goes back to exposing us to a level and a sport that is expanding, but also puts you into another environment that you aren't necessarily used to on a common basis, especially in the inner cities.
Aya, you want to add something? I don't know. We'll see if he get back up before. Go ahead.
Well, it was kind of more so asking about the pickleball farm, but just the exposure, like you said, for our inner city children, our Black community, especially to see someone that looks like us in that space, it opens up so much more for them. My son had the opportunity 2 years ago to intern at UC Berkeley, and he came home so intrigued. He said, Mom, I met a Black scientist. Like, it was mind blowing for him, right? Like, we don't get publicized in those ways. They'll tell about the story, but they won't put our pictures up. And
Mhm.
for him to have this huge platform in National Geographic is like something for us, right? I'm with Mark. I have no idea. My son is an all-around athlete, wrestling, track, football, basketball, all of those things. I've never heard nor saw a pickleball or
Yeah,
anything like
yeah,
that.
yeah. No,
So
you probably
to
will.
introduce,
Yeah, from here on out, you probably will recognize the name. You'll start hearing it, and you'll start hearing like all of these NFL players, all of the NBA players who are
let's get it
investing
out.
in this exploding sport. You know, it's like lacrosse. It's like swimming. Like we don't necessarily get involved in these type of sports because they're not so actively around us when we were growing up in San Francisco. But if it was an option, let's say we had all 10 sports and we're like, look, you play each one of these sports and you choose which one do you want to play. Everybody don't want to play ball. Everybody don't want to play hoop. Like, but we should have the opportunity and the exposure to really expand our horizon in some form of fashion. And that's why I'm glad that Gibbs was able to
How
make.
much they make? I'm just curious. How much a professional pickleball player make?
Man, they can make as much as a half a million to a mil and a half easily.
Yeah, you
Easily.
hear that, kids? Kids.
And
Here's another sport for some of y'all that ain't as tall, ain't as strong, ain't as fast. Check out pickleball. You can make a really good living at it.
yeah, and think about it. With the NIL exploding, I mean, you can get NIL deals from middle school, high school, college. The sport is unstoppable, you know.
Man. Hey, T. Well, I know the brother. He probably trying to log back on. I want you to hang around if you can for a minute. I got to get the next gym up. But when this brother come out here, you got to connect. You got to call me.
Absolutely.
We got to connect. We
Absolutely.
got to get him on better frequency. So this is powerful community, a Black professional pickleball player I'm going to connect you because we got to get them to collective impact. We got to get them on the tennis courts with the young babies over there. Because Uncle Stank been talking about this phenom. I didn't know what it is. I didn't think it was going to be like this. And now it's turned into some amazing stuff. But T, hold on there. Okay. And I'm going to get you up. I want to get a couple of these hidden gems through here, and then we're going to chop it up in a second. All right, brother? All right, y'all. There you have it. My brother T, brother GIZMO. We'll get his information up on the screen. Y'all go check out that website. Check out his information. Check out the sport. Introduce the kids to it. And, get them involved with pickleball, okay? All right, with that being said, we got to move along. All right, now, see, we start off the new year already late. Look, I'm already late. We got to get my brother Mick Gardner up here. Another phenomenal brother. See, tonight, the Kings is here. Brother Mick, welcome to both sides of the conversation, King. Holla at the community. Tell them who you are, what you got going on, King. You got to unmute yourself.
Hey, happy New Year to everybody. Listen. I want to tell a quick story, but first of all, I want to say thank you to both sides of the conference. Yeah, I know.
Now you got to get the conversation right. Both sides of the conversation. Come on, Mick. I know it's late. Okay.
But listen. Let me tell you how I met these folks. So last year during the holiday season, Glide Church in San Francisco has a breakfast. People go and volunteer. They serve breakfast and everything. So for Thanksgiving, I saw some people with these outfits on, with the caps they wear and everything, the hoodies and everything. I said, "Oh, that's nice." Being the fashionista that I am, I said, "That's nice. That's pretty fly." And then on Christmas, they were there again. I volunteered to serve breakfast for the homeless on Christmas, and they were there again. So I started talking to them then. I said, "Hey, what y'all do? How y'all do things and everything?" John was walking out of one of the dining rooms, and I ran after him. "Man, look, I'm Mick Gardner, and I got this organization. I'm doing this and everything." And so we connected, and here I am tonight. I'm really grateful to be on here tonight. And let me tell you a little bit about Mick Gardner. I call myself an entrepreneur. And the reason why I call that is because I've done a lot of things in my lifetime. And, but I found my niche in corrections, working with the incarcerated communities in both jails and prisons. The other side of my path is also I'm a recovering addict. And I've been clean for 35 years. And when I got clean back 35 years ago, I kind of said, well, people are not going inside the prisons talking to the people inside there. And I'm not formally incarcerated, but I said, let me start going in and giving the word, the message to the people incarcerated,
Oh, you hit your mic. You got to unmute yourself, Mick. Mick, you hit your mic. You got to unmute yourself. I think your best friend hit the mic.
Okay. And so I started going inside correctional settings, doing the work inside, teaching all different types of interventions for the incarcerated community. And what began to happen is that it was just a phenomenon that I was able to go in and work with people that was the same as me, because back then incarceration was all people of color. And so organizations wanted me to be the lead person, the eye of the organization that was going in and doing work. And so I went in and did substance abuse. I opened up a substance abuse treatment facility at a prison in Central California. I started doing reentry at San Quentin Prison. I did public health inside San Quentin Prison. I had a public health initiative that was a demonstration project, that was a national project. And so I started doing that. And then reentry became the focal point of people incarcerated. And if you know, not right now, the whole thing is centered around rehabilitation. So they're considering redeveloping San Quentin Prison into a rehabilitation center as opposed to a prison. So they're taking the design from Scandinavia and using that system, which has been very effective for people returning from in custody from incarceration, and using that in order to help people make a successful transition once they return back to the community. Now, like I said, I've been out at San Quentin now for over 20 years. I have a program in San Quentin Prison called No More Tears Response to Violence. And I started that organization with a incarcerated individual who spent 44 years inside. He's now home, and he's my business partner for the organization. And we started that back in 2002. And during that time of since 2002, we have helped thousands, not hundreds, thousands of incarcerated men to return back to the community and have a successful life in their transition back to the community. I got guys now that are doing coding, that are having their own organization, doing all different types of things to give back to their community. And that's going to be the theme of my conversation, give back. I know when Sister White was talking about all the different types of announcements that she was doing, I sent her a text. I say, "Whoa, let me know about all these different things that's happening in the community," because we don't know. We don't know as Black people. We don't know. And if we don't know, we're not going to engage. And so nobody's telling us anything about this. I don't know how big of a subscription that you or listener viewing audience that you have on this podcast, but at the same time, the more people that can begin to start connecting, uniting, building things collectively, the better these outcomes will occur in our community, because we got a problem. We got a problem. We got a problem that's called violence. We got a problem that's called poverty in our communities, and nobody's taking the initiative to overcome it. It's my belief that as long as I've been working in this field, that an incarcerated person who has went through that druthers of being incarcerated, has went through all that insanity, all that trauma of being incarcerated, has something to give back when they come home. And what they have to give back is the fact that they have lived experiences. And believe me, I can take a person that has an academic background. I can take a person that has a lived experience background. I can put them in a room with people that are doing things in the community, unhealthy things in the community, toxic things in the community. And you know who they're going to listen to? That person with the lived experience. I believe that our incarcerated men and women are the stalwarts of our communities. I was just at a reunion, a Narcotics Anonymous reunion last Saturday in East Palo Alto, and saw a lot of my old friends. That's my home group in East Palo Alto. And this sister was up there, and she was talking about how her life went through the transition and everything, but she also said that she was in prison for a period of time. And when she finished, I went up to her and I said, "Sister, I need you to come out to San Quentin and tell the men your story, because your story is so inspirational to other people that they will take that message that you give and apply it in other situations." I also do this work right now inside the San Francisco County Jail. I have a program inside the San Francisco County Jail that I work with the veterans that are in custody, going through their criminal proceedings and everything. And I give them some life skill information so that they can begin to start turning their lives around while they're in custody. Now, sometimes when people are going through their criminal proceedings inside county jail, there's two options. They're either going to go to prison or they're going to go back to the community. But the underlying common denominator is that they all have families. They all have families. And as a result, they can take that information that I'm giving them during their in custody status and give that information to their families so that their families can begin to start healing while that person is going through their incarceration. And so subsequently, as opposed to when people that are in custody call home, they're always asking, well, can you put some money on my books, or can you do this? Can you do that? How come you didn't answer my phone? All that. But now the conversations are, well, this guy Mick told me about that I can give back. I can learn other things. I'm a better person. I have an affirmation that I can tell every day. I'm grateful for all these things. And this is again, giving back. That's the whole solution to anything involved in this whole incarceration platform.
Man, I gotta give you a bomb, baby, for blowing up. You know what I'm saying? Blowing up the spot. That's what it's all about as we trying to make change. And Mick, let me say this, because I do reentry work with our young people. I'm always in the community trying to do something. I'm glad you said that, because we're very intentional here at both sides of the conversation, trying to make sure we get these announcements out to the community, because that is the number one thing since we started 4 years ago. People in the community say, I don't know how to connect. I don't know where the resources are. I don't know. And it's like, I go to the city, I go to different organizations, like, oh, we got this going on. Everybody's like, we don't know. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I know it takes a little time. People get frustrated every show. Why y'all got to go through all it now? Because somebody out there don't know. So I'm glad you say it. That's part of our community engagement. It's part of us making sure that we connect the dots in our community, make sure that we build the ecosystem so that everybody has access to the resources, so we don't be walking around frustrated. People saying, oh, they knew about this, I didn't. We're trying to do our part here. But I want to say this, because I think, you talked about substance abuse. Right now, we have a crisis in this country with fentanyl. When we look at incarceration, the mass incarceration of Black and brown people, the influx of illegal immigrants taking over. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. People out there would say, I always tell people, I believe in second chances. I believe people go through stuff. I believe things happen. But I'm so big on mentorship. I'm so big on people connecting, because I think to correct the problem, you got to connect with people. I think one of the biggest things that we have is people don't know how to connect. They just want to spew out and tell people what to do. Right. And it's like this gap. I always say it. I always say it. We got people that are educated, doctors, lawyers, whatever, these highly educated folks up here looking down on folks down here. We got people down here who've been incarcerated, maybe haven't been through the educational economic system. I mean, the advancement, and it's a disconnect. Right. So it's like, how do we pull these people here in the middle to have dialogue? Because I like how you said that, life experience and academics. It takes both. But it's hard to move the work when we have people up here. I got a doctor's degree. I'm in a sorority. I'm in a fraternity. You're not like me, right? And then we got people down here. Oh, you haven't been to prison. You don't got no teardrops. You ain't been shot 20 times like me. So we have a disconnect, right? But I think if we could bring the two bright minds together, like you said, I think great things could happen. And I believe in it. I don't know. 2024, I believe more doors are going to be open. And I think more opportunities are going to happen as we become more innovative. We become more open to ideals, especially as we are in this transformation of technology where AI is taking over, doing so much stuff, right? How do we, foster the young people opportunity to get into technology? How do we equip the young people behind bars to get them ready to come back into the community? This re-entry thing, it drives me nuts. Okay. I get frustrated because folks are doing the work behind the walls. They come home and there's supposed to be opportunities. And then they get out, and then it's, the cohort already started. You got to come back in 16 weeks. Oh, we had a job, but you know what I'm saying? So I'm really like, how do organizations, and I know I on them got questions, but I want you to think about this, because I really want to be able to work with the brothers in the community. And there's some phenomenal organizations that's doing work. Don't want to take nothing from them, but I hear this so many times from folks coming home. The opportunity that they was told in jail is not there when they come to the community. We got
Yeah.
so many people in the community saying we have the opportunity. Then when the faces and the body show up, there's no opportunity. How do we bridge that gap
Mhm.
going into 2024? And then the biggest thing of all of it is how do we work collaboratively, right? Because we got a million reentry. Everybody's doing reentry. Everybody's doing this. But there's no collaboration. And I'm telling you, this is the downfall of everything that's going on, not just in what's going on here in the Bay Area, but across the world. We can't get these organizations to work together to figure out how do we pull the resources together, because we got all these egos. Everybody wants me, my organization. We doing the work. How do we get the people to come together and say, hey, collaboratory work together is the real resources and opportunity for growth in our community?
So I appreciate what you had to say, John, and you brought up some interesting points. So two things that we do, that I do and have been doing, is that when a person is inside, there's no greater face to see when they return to the community than me. The person that's been telling them all these things and giving them all these insights, that person needs to be on the other side of the wall waiting for when they come home. So what I do when a person gets home, when they get their release, I meet them at the gate. I take them, I take them from the gate, I take them to go get a breakfast, a good breakfast, because they ain't had no home cooked food. They ain't had no pancakes, they ain't had no eggs, they ain't had all that stuff while they were incarcerated. I take them to get something to eat. Then I take them shopping. I take them to get some clothes, because I don't want them walking around with that stuff they give them when they get released, those shorts, the gray shorts and everything. I take them and I get them a phone. I had a guy the other day that just got out last Friday, and I took him to get his phone, his first phone he had in 25 years. So all those things I do. And then because I'm in recovery, I'll take a person to a 12-step meeting. I'll tell them that I want you to go to this meeting because maybe you're not familiar with everything that's going on out here in the community, but just know that you going to a 12-step meeting, there are other people that are in that meeting that have sat in your seat, that have went through that transition just like you did. And if you raise your hand at that meeting and say, I just got out, I promise you, 5 or 10 people are going to come up and introduce themselves to you. So that allows them to get connected in the community. Now, the second thing you said about organizations, I'm a grant writer also of the many hats that I wear. One is that I write grants for organizations. I do two things. I write grants for the organizations, and I help formerly incarcerated individuals start their own businesses. So I act as either their fiscal agent or I act as their administrator, because a lot of people have the passion to start a business, but they don't have the administrative skills. And if you don't have the administrative skills, you're going to get your business shut down in a short amount of time. So I act in that capacity for most organizations. And the one thing that I always tell people, especially a new organization, don't try to go after this money by yourself, because they're not going to give it to you. They're not going to give it to you. You need to align yourself with somebody that has a track record of getting grants, of getting funding, managing money, and then align yourself with them as a collaborator. I believe that if we're going to make a difference in our society, it has to be that organizations, that leaders of organizations need to get together, have a round table, and talk about how we can do things collectively. That is the solution. That is the solution to all of this. So, and then the third part of the equation is bring these formerly incarcerated people to the table, because they have the knowledge. They ain't spent 40 years inside just to sit in there and being there on their bunk all day long. They've been in there and they learning things. When you guys are gonna come out in June, and the day that you come out, we're gonna kind of like tour around the prison. I'm gonna take you to some different locations out there, and you'll just see society is the one that has placed the bad information about incarceration. They've always said these people are bad, they'll never be good, blah, blah, all the negative press about people incarcerated. You find some very, very, very strong characters, charismatic people that are in there that are doing some wonderful things. My business partner, Lonnie Morris, like I said, spent 44 years in there. He spent 44 years in there. But if you came up and I introduced you to him today, you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know he was in prison. You wouldn't even know he was in prison. So people can make a change. People can make a difference. And I'm probably at the end of my tenure doing this work in the next few years, but they won't let me go because every time I want to stop, they always say, well, why don't you do this, Mick? Why don't you do that? So I'm still here.
Man, I know Ayo and Mark. I'm gonna let both of them answer you the last questions.
Okay, all right, thank you.
But man, we dropping bombs for you, brother. You know what I'm saying? All day, keep working, brother.
All right. Yes.
First and foremost, I just want to commend you on the work that you do. Your spiritual, mental, and emotional maturity and stability and strength, it exudes in everything. Your passion exudes when you're talking about the work that you do. And I really appreciate that you said, it's not just about the work you're doing with them to prepare them to be released, but it's the work that you continue to do. We had some amazing women from the organization Love Never Fails, and what one of them said is, it's not about the period, it's about the comma, the continuation. We have these organizations who talk about rehabilitation, especially for our African-American men and women coming out of prison in those long stints of time being incarcerated. How to undo all of that, right? How to see a familiar face who's had the promise, who has that legacy, who has the success story, to come out and see that and have a fighting chance and have something to encourage them and give them that driving force of motivation, right? So thank you. Thank you so much for your work. You've dedicated over 35 years to human services and for people who are incarcerated. Can you share some of the impactful success stories from some of the people that you've done workshops with in the restorative healing circles and things like that?
So one of the things that I do is that I bring people after they have came home and maybe been home for 2 or 3 months. I bring them back inside. The prison has allowed me to bring them back inside so that they can demonstrate to the incarcerated individuals that this is possible. People, when I started doing this 35 years ago, nobody got out. They were keeping everybody in. They wasn't letting anybody go, but they have lifted all those restrictions of release and people are coming home now. So people want to know what's available for them when they do come home. So that's probably the biggest success. Also, the fact that, when you go in a prison, everybody's suspicious of you. Everybody don't know what you're about, who you are, how you gonna get down. And the thing that I've learned is that I've always did what I said I'm gonna do. If I tell a guy, the guy comes to me. I had a guy today come and say, they always, he was transgender or she was transgender. And she said, the officers in the dorm, they always talking about me and everything. I said, listen, I'm not going to talk about you. I'm going to be the one that is not going to talk about you. I'm going to help you. And so when she left me today, she was so happy and relieved that somebody was giving her a chance at being herself.
Well, Brother Mick, let me again just thank you for the work that you do, because oftentimes people get lost, kind of fall between the cracks in the transition phase of going from being incarcerated to coming out, because there's still a mental adjustment that has to take place, even when you have all of the basics there. There's an adjustment, one for the individual who was incarcerated, but also for the family and community. Can you talk about the qualities on either side? Maybe one thing that you notice that makes those transitions the most successful and sustainable?
Well, and I'm inviting you guys to this. I host a post release group in the community on Thursday. It's actually tomorrow in Oakland at 6:30. I'll send you the flyer on it if you can make it. But it's every second and fourth Thursday that we host this, and it's a circle. It's a restorative practice talking circle, and what people have to have when they come home is to be able to talk with other people that are going through what they are experiencing right now. It's a desolate road outside. I don't care how much support you got being inside for 25, 30 years, and then all of a sudden being outside. It's difficult. There's a transition that you're going through, not only in the underlying situation.
Oh, you hit your mic again. You hit your mic.
Leave my hands away from there. The underlying situation associated with that is trauma. Everybody, man, being incarcerated is traumatic. And not to mention being incarcerated, but also your life before incarceration. What you experienced before incarceration has a lot of things that are ingrained in you. So your core beliefs has been tainted by situational beliefs. And so you got to be able to, someone or some group has to be able to assist these people with incrementally teaching them how to overcome that adversity when they return to the community. They have a desire, but you only get you still in between here, and as long as you're in between here, you may not be able to make that transition. 95% of the people that I work with inside, when they come home, they don't return. That is I tout that, I use that, but 95% of my folks don't come back. So that's a good sign.
Man, hey, very powerful stuff, Mick.
All right.
I'm looking forward. I know I'm gonna see you at San Quentin soon, but before we let you go, I kind of let the other guests out there, but I want you to give any shout outs to folks that's been there through the journey, because I don't want them to lie on you and say, man, I saw you on both sides of the conversation. I was there with you from the beginning. All right, go ahead and give some of those folks some of their roles and some of the folks that you feel been there since day one. I know running an organization 30 years, there's ups and downs, a lot of transitions, but go ahead and give out a few of those shots out to folks before.
Well, I hope these people are on tonight, but I first of all want to give a shout out to my family, because my family knew me when I was a different Mick. But for the last 35 years, I have made it a consistency of my life that I'm not that Mick that they once upon a time knew. And you know what? They never wavered. They never changed their mind about me. They always stood by me through all this ups and downs that I've had in these 35 years. So that is first and foremost. My parents, they have passed, and I wish they would have still been here, could see all this that I've done, but at least they were able to see the first 10 years of my recovery and of my life and my achievements and everything. And then, I mentioned his name once, and I will always mention his name, but his name is Lonnie Morris. And I'm quite sure in many circles of incarceration, he would be there talking about different things and trying to take on any different projects. David Lewis from East Palo Alto was one of the early people that him and I did collaborations together. He had an organization called Free at Last in East Palo Alto. And so there's just tons of people, and somebody gonna get mad because I didn't name them. If I didn't name you, please.
Don't worry, we brought up the spot for it. It's all right.
I better stop while I'm ahead.
Right. Hey, well, I just want to say this, King. Thank you for doing the work. There's so many journeys and so many things that we have to overcome. continue to keep pressing in 2024. I know there's going to be ups and down things happening. That's just what it is, right? But the work you do is so important. When we talk about folks coming home, you know, that lack of knowledge of using currency, cell phone, just getting access to basic things that sometimes folks like us that's out take for granted. And when we see these folks in the community, man, help these brothers out, give them an opportunity, you know, because they don't be knowing that. I had a brother come on, he can't even use how I use his ATM card to get money. I can't even, how do I dial a number? So be patient and just understand some folks are transitioning back to the community. Again, we hear both sides of the conversation. We believe second chances, opportunities. I work with a lot of those lifers who get out after doing 20, 30 years from Squires. They come up, work with our young people. Some phenomenal brothers. So
Good
again,
program.
Brother Mick, thank you for the work that you're doing. We are happy to have you here as a hidden gem. After tonight, brother, you ain't so.
I want to collaborate with you guys, okay? I want to
I got
collaborate
you. We
with
gonna
you
reach
in
out.
2024.
Man, hey, I got my team reaching out to you, brother.
All right.
All right. Have a good
God
evening,
bless
good brother.
everybody.
We'll see you soon,
Thank
King.
you very much.
All right, there it happened. All right, community, there you have it, Brother Mick. We dropping bombs for Brother Mick. He blowing up this spot. All right, we got brothers waiting patiently back there. We got a couple more gems. I told y'all, this is the opening 2024. We blowing up this spot with Kings. The Kings are here. Brother Dexter Bibbs, welcome to both sides of the conversation, King. Holla at the people.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Doing good. Man,
All
go
right,
ahead
well,
and introduce yourself to the community. Tell them a little bit about you, what you're doing, all those great things.
Got a kind of hard coming behind, you know, Mick, man, because man, he was dropping gems, man. So a little bit about me is my name is Dexter. I am now a pastor. I am the owner of Dab of a Wine, and I'm also an author. Sort of pretty much like Mick. I wrote a book about my life. I used to be I'm a recovering addict. And I once incarcerated. So with that being said, if God is able to change my life around, he definitely can change anybody else's life around. And my business of Dab of Wine is I'm also helping people within the community that wants to get their own wine company started. So I'm also reaching out to people that want to know about doing their wine, how to do wine, how the fermenting goes, things in that sort. And also the bottling, labeling, and how to promote it and get it out there into the public. So that would be my next thing up and coming. And also I would be starting a nonprofit called The Healing Hand as well. So just check out for that. And anybody that is also wanting to know how to write a book, I'm open and free for people to reach out to me that want to get their story out as well and possibly help somebody that is going through anything that they're going through. Because one thing that we need to know is, how do we overcome the things that we overcome once we overcome them? And a lot of people don't drop the information on how they overcome because we got a lot of gatekeepers in the community and a lot of gatekeepers in this world that they just live the life as, oh, I made it here, but they don't tell you the struggle that they went through on how they got there and how they overcame the struggle. So that's pretty much about me. So yeah, I'm a
brother. You a pastor and you overcome substance abuse. You're doing wine. Now, how does that work? You got to tell me, because I don't understand this. How do you do that? If you overcome a substance, you put yourself right in the fire of it, huh?
No. So with that, I started the wine company before I became a pastor. And not only that, they was drinking wine in the Bible. So it says clearly, you know, he turned water into wine. So can I get a bomb drop on that? Can I get a bomb drop?
We gonna get we drinking wine in the Bible, y'all. Turn to the chapter.
But no, really, I had started that business way before I became a pastor, and that was one of my worries was, well, if I started this, would I have to stop my business? And then my pastor okayed me and told me that no, it was already started before you became a pastor. So you know, that's throwing away money if you just say, okay, I'm not doing this business no more.
Now I'm gonna drop another bomb because we got pastors out here, and I gotta hear you. There's this perspective, right? Because we know cannabis across the country, a lot of states are legal. We got these large churches across the United States of America, in Atlanta, they're big into the cannabis industry. Okay, they're promoting cannabis. And I hear Pastor Brian saying, "I want all the cannabis smokers in my church. I want them to come home. We're gonna teach them agriculture. We're gonna teach them all of these things."
Yes.
And I got some people out here. This is why we got to have both sides of the conversation, because people are upset about this, saying, how can these pastors be in the pulpit promoting cannabis and things of that nature? So I want to hear your perspective, no judgment, but what do you think about this?
Oh, you put me on the spot with that. I'm
blowing up the spot now.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, man. If you're doing it recreational, no. Now, for people that is elderly, that need it for appetite and things like that, I'd rather a person do CBD or anything in that sort than to take a man-made pill. You know, because if that's causing another addiction, if you really want to be honest. I mean, anything in this world, we all got addiction some way, somehow. We got addiction to phones, we got addictions to being on the internet, we got addiction to alcohol, we got addiction to anything. Everything is addiction in today's world. So with that being said, in my opinion, I wouldn't recommend it if somebody's doing it recreational. But if it's medicinal, then that's a different story.
Well, I'm glad you confirmed that. I mean, this is a conversation that we go have this year because I got some pastors here locally. I want to talk about it, how the community feel. I'm kind of in the middle, both sides, right? And, I understand people are trying to advance. I get it. Other entities and other cultures are benefiting off the cannabis industry while we have folks do time. I get that part. But I look at what's going on here, in the Bay Area. I only can speak about where, here. I know there's cannabis stuff going on all across the country. But you look at what took place in Oakland a couple of weeks ago at the New Year when an officer was killed because some brothers was trying to rob a cannabis shop. We've had several cannabis shops, being robbed in the city across the Bay Area. Okay. People are targeting these cannabis shops because local street dealers feel like the businesses are getting opportunities that they don't. Right. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, now we got these pastors saying, bring it into the church. So now I'm concerned because you're putting our elders at risk. You're putting members of the community at risk, because we know wherever there's large quantities of cannabis, the robbers are coming. The young people want those pounds. They want to get involved, right? Mm-hmm. And then, like, what are we doing? Are we giving out dime bags in the church? Says, sister, here's a dime bag. I don't know. I'm just saying, because I don't want it to be, I have an issue with it, because it's like, where's our sacred spaces at? And I just feel like we don't have sacred spaces anymore, right? The churches are also open. I mean, I argue with these churches. And let me tell you, I went back and forth with these pastors, and, they talk about the revenue. The churches are hurting. This is a way to bring money into the churches. And I'm just saying, I'm like, we're losing moral compass behind chasing dollars. And I just don't know if it's the wisest thing. I know you're not in this, but I just had to, as a pastor, I had to get your perspective. We'll talk about the wine and the grapes, but I wanted you to think about this, because this is a conversation that's moving along across the country. A lot of folks are having conversation about it. I know I'm always worried about the safety, and I understand people in the community. I understand young people. And if our churches are growing, they got farms, like, Pastor Brian, I got farms. These young people are going to take risks to put members of the church, things of that nature. They feel like there's income. I don't know. It just, the thought of it. I'm not saying that's what it's going to be, but the thought of it is very alarming and concerning. But I'll give you that to digest. But the wine thing, I'm happy that is your business, and you write in the Bible there are things about wine. But what I'm liking more than anything is I'm starting to see more wineries brewing across this country with Black faces. And I think that is cool. They got a sister in Alameda, they got the Black Wine Vineyards, they got some other folks. And now you, what is that process like? Getting in it, understanding it. I like wines. I'm a redhead. I like my Pinots. I like my Cabs. I like my Merlots and things of that nature. So what are you in? What you brewing, brother? What you got going on? I got to check you out. What you got?
I do vintage wines. My biggest seller right now is a 2018 Cabernet Sauvignon. It's 100% Cabernet. And I just had a Somm, which is a sommelier, tested my wine, and it blew her mind. because it's not the strong. It's not strong like most cabs are very strong. So it has the strong taste, but it also has the sweet taste of it. And when making this wine, that's what I wanted to present to my people that are wine connoisseurs. It's pretty much a representation of me. It's bold, but then again sweet once you get that taste. And that's how I am as a person. I'm bold. You know, I'm a black man in America, but I'm also sweet at the end. So that's the kind of it hit the nail on the head. I also have a 2020 Moscato for the people that is Moscato drinkers. That's not, you know, on the Cabernets and the
Do
Pinot.
they still call Moscato wine? I don't know. I was out wine tasting one time. All these girls over here. I want some Moscato. What kind of wine tasting? Don't sell Moscato at the winery.
Hey, I'm targeting all for everybody. But the main thing is getting people out there to be able to open up businesses. I was once working for one of the biggest homeless shelters in actually in California. And I stopped working there to pursue my career and being a pastor and doing my businesses. And I was in high ranking working there. So, you know, one thing that I notice about people, we don't follow our dreams, you know, and we're used to being comfortable, and we don't like to be stepping out our comfortability. So I was pretty much forced that I had to go this route and not, you know, work a 9 to 5. I'm all about myself and making myself making myself prosper and try to make people within the community to get prosper as well and start their own businesses, or people that want to know about wine on how to go by doing wine and how to get their business started and so forth and so forth.
See, I'm about to pass over the aisle now, but we just started. Tonight's our first night on the air, and the ladies already like, John, you coming after Moscato? All the ladies like, shots fired, shots fired. I don't know what's going on. They already coming at me the first night on the air. Sister Ayo, go ahead and ask some questions.
I commend you for your strength, your tenacity, and your discipline. I too have been on the sober train for the last going on 9 years now. And to be able to work in a field where you've worked so hard to come out of, I commend you. That being said, I just went up to Napa, right? We went to the little wineries and things like that, right? And I'm looking for the alcohol-free wines. I see that it's about to start booming. My cousin sent me some different spots. So you being on a sober train, do you think that would be something you would venture into?
Oh yeah, it's most definitely it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm all about trying new things. So that is something that I'm definitely going to venture out and try to. I just got to find the right source. But that is one of the things that's up and coming in the avenues, probably in a few months, to be honest. Because that's all.
Oh, breaking news is coming.
Yeah, that's something that I already was talking about, because I want to give people the experience of still be able to have fun, but don't have to drink the alcohol to have fun.
Right. Like I can be in spaces where people are drinking. I have my little mocktail or something, but just the taste and like getting those notes and all those things, but it being alcohol free, I think that'll give you a wider, base of clientele, and also, just be something as a tribute to your own sobriety as well. Also, I wanted to know, you seem to wear many hats.
Yes.
I'm one of those type of people too. But how are you able to put all of those passions under one cap, right? With your journey with sobriety, your passion for wine, your journey with your individuality, and not, so to speak, being selfish, but being selfless for so long, but now putting you as a priority. and being a pastor. How do all of those things come to collectively to make Pastor Bibbs?
Therapy, which which I can't hear you.
You broke up, Io. She dropping the bomb for therapy. I think she's dropping the
Can
bomb
we
for
get a
therapy.
sound effect on that? Because that's big. Black man saying therapy, okay?
I know it's pretty much taboo in the Black and brown communities, but therapy is a big must. Is a big must. And it didn't take for me to. It took me to do therapy to figure out who I was as an individual. Because I was running around in the city, with my head cut off. So it took therapy for me to find out who I was, why I was going through the things that I was going through, why I was having the mishaps, the upsets, the heartbreaks, you know what I mean? And that's mainly what it is. But we as people need to know who we are individually, not by somebody else or one of our friends telling us who we are, but somebody that is licensed that can help you navigate of who you are, and also having God as leading you in the right way of where you need to go and where you should be going.
Yeah. I was waiting on the bomb drop. I have a couple of questions, but for the sake of time, I'll be brief. But before I get to the questions, let me first just start off with the compliment and the praise. Brother, I've got to say, you're one of the coolest men of God that I've seen in a long time because of your authenticity.
Thank you, my
And,
brother. Thank you.
and I don't say that lightly because I spent almost 2 decades myself behind the pulpit.
Okay.
Joseph, David, Solomon, Paul, even Jesus. For all my really religious folk out here, every man of God in scripture had some type of business or occupation. The fact, because I know it's some of y'all hateful folk. Y'all go to church and y'all still be hateful. Y'all want to persecute the man of God because of the kind of business he operate in. The fact that he ain't just leeching off of the body of Christ and asking y'all to pay his bills, but he's actually an entrepreneur. He is an example, and quite honestly, in a space where even the church partakes in wine when y'all do communion. So y'all better support this man of God. Y'all support his business. Y'all pray for him. And y'all make sure that y'all don't let none of them nagging, naysaying, hateful people with evil spirits try to downgrade this brother, man. This man is a shining example and needs to be celebrated. So let me just say that first and foremost, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, for the people who don't know, where can they find your offerings? How can they support you? And can you, if you gonna make a recommendation from your product line, where should they start to get to know the quality of the product that you putting out?
So you can go on my website, which is Dab of Wine, which is my initials, DAB of wine.com. And yes, Dab one time, which is my initials as well. And my bestseller, it all depends, but me, I'm a foodie too. I like to eat. So with the Cabernet Sauvignon, you're able to cook with it, and you also is paired is best paired with food, or you can drink it, separately. But the Cabernet Sauvignon is a hit. Regularly on somebody else's website, it's about $150 bottle, but I got it at 72 and it's on sale, matter of fact. So people that's wine connoisseurs or like red wine, that's what I'll push. But if you also just a lightweight, there's the Moscato.
And I was saying, hey, fellas, go and grab you a couple bottles of the Moscato, not for you, but for the ladies.
Yes. And
listen, brother, I don't know about that Moscato. Okay, I want some red oak wine. Okay, give me some red oak. You got some
That's for us when we eat our steaks, brother. But I'm just saying, for the ladies, you want to give them a dessert. You want them to enjoy something.
Oh, you want
sweet.
the Rizzling, huh? You want
Rizzling. But no, the Moscato packs a punch, you know. But the red wine, man, you can't beat that, man. Well, I'm gonna be honest with me. One of my little ways of what I do is I marinate it overnight in the wine. So that's just a little gem right there. Marinate it, put your seasoning and everything on it, marinate it, put it in a Ziploc, let it sit overnight, put that thing on a cast iron skillet, let it share, get that nice char on it. Trust me, you will have some good eating.
Gonna fall apart right there, boy. That right there gonna fall apart. Cause there's something in the wine. It's gonna eat up the tendons in the meat, so it makes it tender. All you got to do is put that quick sear on it, boy. You eat that right at medium, a little salt, pepper, maybe a dash of garlic. Yeah. His brother know what he's talking about. I told you he cool. Bless you, man of God.
I think we got it before we go, because Ayo had the idea. I think you should create your own sparkling white. Ayo white, like sparkling apple juice. You should take her and show her how to taste it. Like a sparkling. Give it up for the non-drinker. I'm drinking the red wine, okay? I'm blowing up the spot. I want the Pinot. I want the Cab. I want the Merlot. I want the Oak, okay? I need the good stuff, brother. But Ayo, we'll get the sobriety-free apple sparklers that we give to the kids. We'll create our own Bib sparkling white.
Apple cider.
Hey, straight apple cider.
We'll call them virgin whites.
There you go. Pure white.
We got it. Pure white, like pure innocent.
There we go.
Brother Bibbs, listen, it's been great. We're going to get some wine, okay? I promise you. We're going to support your business. We don't bring people on here. We start up to 2024, right? Let me just tell y'all, because people be talking. There's a lot of haters out there, okay? Both sides of the conversation, all of our hidden gym businesses. I think we supported every business but two, and I got to get those two because I just haven't got a chance to catch them in spot. They're doing stuff in major capacity, but we're going to get a case here. I already got people text me. I need some of that wine, okay? I need a special Bishop bottle, okay? Give me a Bishop bottle. This one's for the Bishop, made in 2024, okay? I'll take the Pinot, or I'll take a Merlot or something. I'll take the Cab. It's fine. I'll take the Cab.
But I'm telling you, the Cab is on hit, man.
We got to get Dre up. We got to get our last gym up here, and then we got Terrell coming back. But listen, brother, we're going to support you and get your thing. Are you doing wine tastings? Are you like what's the deal? Like, how are you doing this, brother?
I'm starting off in May. I'll be doing my first wine tasting. And it's with a sommelier. She is very seasoned, so she can get your palate right, get you on everything that you need to know about wine. That will be happening in May, right along with that. In coincide, I'll be doing a book signing as well. But I haven't got the dates yet. I'm guaranteed I'm gonna send it to you once I get it. But yeah, you'll be able to meet me, have the wine, and be able to get my book in an all-in-one fashion.
Man, definitely please submit it to us so we get Black folks to come out there in drones. Make sure we support you. Go get a bottle of wine, sip and taste, and get a prayer on top of it. I don't know. Make sure your person that's doing your wine, okay, make sure that they got good food out there. I'm going to tell you one thing I don't like about these wineries, and I go up to Napa all the time, and they always got the nasty crap. Like, get something that's for the brothers, okay? Get some barbecue chicken, I don't know. Put something over here.
See, that messes up the palate, man, when you eat and stuff like that. But I plan on doing. I have to talk to my mother because my mother is she does catering, so I have to talk to my mom. But during this wine tasting, I'm gonna make sure that it's some red meat, man. I'm gonna make sure, man. So I need to talk to my mom and get in the wraps with her so we can see if we can put something together.
Man, that would definitely be cool. I think that'd be dope. But yeah, brother, we go connect. I'm gonna come out there. I want a signed autograph bottle. I want a Bishop bottle. You gotta we gotta make it right. Bishop is here, y'all. We got a special Bishop bottle. And then hopefully by then you and I will come up with the sparkling one. I'll have one for both. And we want to be champagne, non-alcoholic, and the other one will be something for me to have. But we got to get out of here because we got one hidden gem left. But before we let you go, brother, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to give any shout outs to any folks, family, relatives, or just folks who support you so they don't lie and say, man, you came in here talking all this stuff and you didn't say nothing about us. But go and give some people some love, brother.
Well, first thing first is God, you know, because without him, I wouldn't be here. Without him, I wouldn't be able to recover. My mom and dad for raising me and not giving up on me, and then my pastors and my therapists and my wife. That's most thankful, and my kids.
All right, brother. Well, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You are an inspiration as we kick off 2024, as we continue to promote Black male health, Black women health. Mental health is very important in our community. We're going to continue to push that throughout this year. The level of suicide, the level of things that's impacting Black folks when it comes to mental health is real. I appreciate you highlighting that, uplifting that, because, you know, they always say the brothers don't get no help. They don't be doing the work. So it's great to see another brother out there taking time to do the work and also bringing the spiritual realm, because we always tell people there's an opportunity to do both. You know, there was a past where, you know, when you wanted mental health, you were demonizing the churches. And I'm glad to see a lot of the churches now are switching that model to say, hey, if you need mental health, appeal in God, amen, whatever it takes. And that's what we're going to keep promoting in 2024. But thank you. I know it's been a long night. I appreciate you being patient, but I promise you, your time won't be worth it. We'll make sure we support you. I'll pick up some wine because now I got all the ladies mad. I got people texting me saying, Moscato is a wine. Shot fired. So it's going down. It's going down already. Start off the year already. They already gender warring on me already. But
I tell you what, I'll bring it to you personally, man. Whenever you're ready, I'll come drop it off to you personally, man. You ain't even got to worry about the shit.
Let me make sure before you cut out of here, put your number, or Angelique will reach out to you. I'll get my team. We'll pick up some bottles, a couple cases. I'll even get some Moscato for the ladies that's coming from you, okay? I'll give y'all the sweet wine. We'll make sure you have dessert for breakfast, all right? But thank you, brother, for being here. Continue to keep doing God's work, uplifting your family. You are always welcome here. Please support any of your flyers or any upcoming things. You are welcome to come back as you're ready to launch. If you want to come back and let community know when you're about to kick off your wine test. This is for the community, okay? We do this for the people, all people, but for our Black and brown community especially. And this is our time to uplift and build the ecosystem for all you wine drinkers, for all y'all people that didn't wake up on New Year's, okay? Go get some of this brother wine and support me. For all you non-drinkers, okay? We're coming out with a special white version, okay? Watch out. Io's going to be on there. We're going to get some sparkling white, okay?
For sure.
All right, good brother. Good seeing you. And yeah, reach out and my team will connect with you. We'll pick up a couple cases.
Peace and blessings to y'all.
All right, peace and blessings, King.
All right.
That's how we do it, y'all. Y'all see what I'm saying? First day back, okay? Shots fired. Okay, they trying to kill me over here. They just, the girls is going, what you mean, Moscato? Why you always? Oh, here they go. We ain't even kicked off 24 right. They already coming for me. All right, no more rocks thrown at me. I might shoot back. Okay, don't be throwing no rocks at me. All right, with that being said, we have our last hidden gem, and then we got my brother T come back because I want to have some straight talk with T before we get out of here tonight. I know it's late. Community, hang in there, okay? We almost out of there. Brother's coming back here again. Brother Andre. The man, Brother Stafford, welcome back, King. What's going on with you, brother? I don't know. Your mic is off. Everybody coming on with their mic off. See, it's the new year. We haven't got back into the mode yet. What's up, King?
Thank you, brother. Thank you, John, for having me back. Thank y'all all for having me back.
Man, come on. Talk to the people, man. We got new people watching. We on Instagram. People don't know what's going on. Tell them who you are, what you're doing, what's going on. Why you here tonight, brother? Talk to the people.
Yeah, I'm here tonight. One, because of God. God got me here leading my cause and my plan, our plan, so we can make the community better, safer, and just tell the truth. Like you said, I know you said it first. We're gonna be like Cat Williams, so let's just tell the truth. So I'm here because I'm running for state assembly, District 18. So Alameda, Emeryville, and Oakland. I'm running because me and my wife and my son was robbed at gunpoint. And so I said, hey, we need to have some people that are going to ensure that the safety, not only just in my district, but throughout the whole state of California is put on the forefront, right? Along with mental health, housing, education, all big platforms for me. I've been thinking that California, well, I know California legislators have been doing it wrong. Also, I'm a nonpartisan. I don't believe in no party system. I think that we're smart enough to make decisions on our own. And the individuals up there in Sacramento, all they doing right now is sucking our money dry, taxing us. We paying 14.4%. That's the highest taxes in America. We got the highest crime rate in America as far as aggravated assault and violent crimes in America. And nobody want to do nothing to solve it. But I'm here to tell everybody that I'm here to solve that problem. And they need to vote for me come March the 5th.
Man, I got a lot of questions, Andre, because you're running for a powerful seat. California, we got some issues. I've done some of this work behind the scenes, working with our legislators and some of our representatives. And let me tell you, one of the biggest things that frustrates me is we got people in office, they don't read these bills. They just signing off on bills. They doing a lot of copycatting, putting the bills out, not going through it, So when we talk about this change in California, these seats, you talked about the taxes. You look at the freeways all over California. They charging us for these lanes. They charging us for the bridges. They charging us for everything. I feel like we're overcharged in California for everything. I get it, but we need people that can make sense. Reality. I'm just saying, in California, a lot of these senators, a lot of these folks, I just think they have lost touch of the cost of living, the lack of opportunities to make income. When we talk about the Black and brown community that's represented, the opportunities for jobs, the opportunities for growth, they're just not there. And I think these folks are going up to Sacramento and they're going out and they're not being realistic of what's needed. We have a crisis when it comes to insurance in this state. The insurance companies is driving all of these bills. I mean, it's insane in Sacramento right now what's going on with these bills and how things are being pushed down locally. So with you taking this seat, new energy, new eyes, new thought processes, how do you to the community talking about the seats and what you represent? And again, just always when I hear the story about being robbed, right? We have so much of this going on. We have a crisis here in Northern California with the sideshows, the robberies, the car theft, the drugs, the gun violence. We got a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of issues to tackle. But going into this seat, going into this election, what is it that's standing out you different? Folks say, Andre, what is going to separate you from all of the folks telling the community the amazing things that they're doing, and how are you going to make it different?
Yeah. So one of the things I've been learning about this campaign is just listening, right? I think, like you said, the individual in Sacramento is way out of touch. They are not listening to the individual. So one of the things my team, we plan on doing is having a safety assessment. We plan on rolling it out this week because we want to hear from the individuals. We want to hear from the people because they can tell you exactly what's going on, right? Your body tell you what's going on. Your doctor able to ask you questions, and they're able to tell you exactly what's going on. So that's one of the things that's going to stand out for me. I've been a leader in administration for about 5 years now. I've been doing social work for about 8 years of my life. So I really understand social services. I really understand individuals and people at the lowest of lows and the highs of highs, right? And also, the second thing that stand out for me, I do not believe in high taxes. I think that California is really robbing us. We need to put more money back in people's pockets. Everybody right now can deserve an extra 150 every 2 weeks on their paycheck. State taxes is killing us. Sales taxes is killing us. We've been seeing California be the number one state for businesses that's leaving, especially in San Francisco, right? And that's really hurting you guys over there in San Francisco, which is hurting us over here in District 18, over here in Oakland, over here in Alameda. All that traffic that you guys brought over is taken away for our funding, right? And we have leaders that's in the office in the mayorship in Oakland that's missing grants, missing funding that we need to be getting, but we not getting from either way, right? So just being vigilant, listening to the people. Also, I'm a grant writer, so I definitely want to make sure that we being aggressive, ensuring that we get all the funding that we possibly can in the state and also in America. Collaborating and ensuring that it's equal across the board, right? Making sure that individuals have a fair opportunity to participate in wealth growing in America and in California. And finally, what stands me out, because I'm wholeheartedly running a Black campaign. I want to ensure that Black people have reparations. That's one of my forefront. Democrat Party, I'm nonpartisan, but the Democrat Party leads that holds the governor's seat, holds the Senate, and Assembly, and it cannot pass a reparation bill. How? If you say you for Black people, pass the bill, right? If you say you for Black, that's it. That's all you have to do, right? Every year you come to us telling us we should vote this way, but no results, right? We tired of the results. And for a second is just not second, but finally just to say we need more Black people to run, right? Not just me, right? I don't want to run just because I want to hold a seat. I want to run because I want to inspire the next person to run too, because even though I go to Sacramento and I make all this noise for reparations, I make all this noise for state-funded HBCU, right? Because we sending our kids all the way across the country. Our parents don't got the money to send their kids over there, but they sending their labs so their kids can have an opportunity. But we can't get a state-funded HBCU. Meanwhile, the state-funded college in California has less than 3 or less % in state-funded California. That's Cal, that's Stanford, that's SF State. My sister go to SF State. She don't see nobody on campus, right? No representation nowhere. You know, the Constitution says that America supposed to ensure that everyone has California's state constitution says that everyone has the right to education from K to 12th grade, right? But we see too much, and often once you get into college, right, that's where individuals are able to start having their develop wealth, right? Someone have a trade, somebody have a college degree, they could make anywhere between 20 to 40,000 per year more, right? But why is Black people in California is only 3%? I think Cal State East Bay have the highest. I think they got like 5% of Black people. That's ridiculous. California is telling Black people that they don't matter, and I want to be up there to say we do matter.
That's what we need. Leadership to blow up the spot, and that's what you're trying to do, Brother Dre. But let me tell you, though, we're never going to get the HBCUs here in California because the California institutions that are here are not willing to invest in Black folks. So when we talk about equity and coming to the table, it just ain't happening. Because the truth of the matter is they don't care about Black people. Last night, I was at the Sunset meeting of the Reparation Committee in San Francisco. A lot of great things happen, but we are still at a standpoint where we have to continue to fight, continue to do the things until Black folks build their own schools, until Black folks invest their money into each other, until Black folks create their own curriculum, until Black folks work together in this country, until Black folks uplift each other, stop tearing each other down. We ain't doing nothing. And we gotta start. And you're making that push to do it, but I'm telling you right now, it's coming to a head in California. Black folks is going to have to take a stand. I'm glad you said the party identification, because I'm going to tell you right now, there's a movement going on across this country. Democratic voters are blowing up the spot, okay? They are refusing to continue to vote Democratic when they're not getting support. In Chicago, in Pennsylvania, there's a large number of Black activists that said, we're not voting the way we've been voting because the Democratic Party is not supporting us. We got some change happening. I don't know in 2024, but there's some new young people. They are opening their mind. They are changing the landscape of how we vote, how we think. This is the civic duty of all Black folks this season. Get out and vote, community, because it's time for change. It's time to do something different. If we're going to make a change, we're going to have to do it collectively. We're going to need brothers like you, Andre, and all of our elected Black folks to come together. And I'm going to tell you what we got to do. And I'm glad you're running, brother. I'm going to tell you why. Because the elders are not passing the torch. We got too many elders holding up seats, holding up opportunities for young people to thrive. We're not doing a great job as adults in the community to educate the young people and teach them what they need to know about civic duty. So I'm glad you're taking the lead, but I want to make sure before you get there to Sacramento, You put together a clinic, teach the young people in high school the importance of civic duty, the reason why it's important to get the vote, go to all of the junior colleges, put together these little workshops, because I think we are still missing our young people when it comes to their civic duty and what they need to know. So I'm there to support you, brother, because I want to bring the education to the community, let the community make their choices, but we have to do our job to educate them on the bills. And it's definitely a need of change up there in Sacramento, brother. So, I'm happy that you're here pushing some of the things that you're pushing. But we definitely need some change up there in Sacramento to make a better California. D18 community, check out the brother Andre. He blowing up the spot, baby. Yeah, let's go. Ayo, Mark, come on, let's talk to Andre.
Ladies first.
Well, it's great to have you back, Andre. I really enjoyed you the first time, and I appreciate you coming back on this evening. From the last time that we talked, I know you had these big ideas, these aspirations, and coming from a perspective of an outsider who is not a locally raised, homegrown boy here, but you're so passionate about the change that you want to see in the community. One, because of the experience you had with you and your wife, but also just because you want to make a change in the community that you want to build your family in, which I really appreciate. So from the last time that we talked and had you on, what are some things that you wanted to put in motion that have now transpired, and some of your new ideas and hopes for the campaign that you're running?
Yeah, great question. Thank you for having me again too. One of the things I wanted to put forth was creating a debate and just being able to just engage with the rest of the opponents. I don't think I touched bases on that too much because when I first dived in, I was really like, my eyes was wide open. I was really new to this. And I just really wanted to get on the ballot. So that came to fruition. I actually got the petitions. I actually got the signatures. So that came to fruition. I'm in talks of having a debate. I have one. So it's two of us out of the four that's running. So that's really great. And I've been able to get some sponsors too. I haven't really announced them yet. I'm just trying to do it all in collective time. But I've really been able just to really engage and be out more with the people, and just be able to connect right all across the Bay Area, right? And when I learned that about District 18 is that District 18 is it's not just Alameda, it's not just Oakland, it's not just Emeryville, but it's all of the Bay Area. So it's San Francisco, it's San Jose, it's Vallejo. And when I see that a lot of the black politicians that's running for office, we all been connected, no matter if we align or not, especially the young ones. It's really been, I think, around four of us that really just been out connecting. And you need support. I think that's one of the biggest things being young out here in the Bay Area, especially black, is just having that support. I know another brother, he's campaigning and just door knocking as black people, as black males, black women is dangerous. So just, when we go out, just protecting ourselves, making sure we wear our shirts, we go out the daytime, we go out in groups. But all those things transpired. And I just really been learning the community more. Been here 5 years. I thought I knew everything about the Bay Area, but I didn't. And I'm learning about new restaurants and about what's going on in the community, new restaurants that's closing and why it's closing. And so that's why I want to get to touching in on, the safety aspect. So one of the things I wanted to work on was, our gun rights and just to ensure we could be able to protect ourselves, right? And that's been transpiring in a real big way. I don't think you guys know anything about what's going on. So the Assembly and the Senate, they have been really trying to, since the Mumford Act been stricken down by the Supreme Court, they've really been trying to prevent anyone from being able to carry. So they created a bill called Senate 2. And what that bill does is, and it's really is really outrageous because it prevents you from being able to carry in all public places, in churches, right? So if you are all the security you see in church, outside and inside with guns, with that bill, it would no longer happen. So, if your grandma going to church, your auntie, your mom going to church, or you going to church, they won't no longer be able to carry a gun in there and protect individuals. And also 1,000 yards outside of that, right? So the whole city of San Jose basically cannot have a gun right now and protect themselves. The schools, so everywhere, right? And I know a lot of people say, hey, why do you want to have a gun in church? Why do you want to have a gun in school? But the thing is, if you have an active shooter in these places, you need to be able to have somebody to protect them, right? They've been given more rights to criminals. And what I say about that, one of the things I see that's disheartening right now that we see that's going on is all these legislators and city legislators. So you have the mayorship, you have district attorneys that's been getting attacked out on TV, especially the Black women been getting attacked on TV about what they're not doing for the community. But it's really the state, right? Really the state has been restricting what they can do, what a district attorney can do, what a mayor can or a city council can outline it, and so they can be able to make sure the police arrest, right? So they have a bill called SB 81, and with SB 81, right, that enhancement, it allows for, if you have a gun and it's not loaded, they are able to dismiss that gun charge. So what that means, somebody could come rob you out on the street without it loaded, and when they go, if they don't steal if they don't steal $900, they go to jail. That gun charge get dismissed. They didn't steal no more than $900. Hey, that's a misdemeanor. Now they going back on the street. They buy now, and they back on the street doing the same thing over again. And everybody caught wind of it, right? So now you see mayors in various cities getting thrown under the bus, saying that they haven't been doing anything, but in all actuality, it's the state. They've been making it harder for individuals to be able to put, for the police, for the district attorneys, and the mayor, the city council to be able to allow for the police department to do their job. And that's what's so disheartening right now, right? So I want to say, I feel bad for these individuals, especially the Mayor London Breed, District Price, in Oakland. They've been getting thrown under the bus, and that's not fair. We have a state safety committee that's been giving all the rights to criminals, and the election is coming up, right? And it making these individuals look bad, and they putting themselves in a bad spot, and we need to change it.
Well, Brother Andre, let me just say again, it's an honor to have you. I remember our last conversation, and I truly was impressed by you, brother. You come across as somebody who's very genuine, very authentic, very sincere, and committed to the district in which you serve. I have a question, honestly, but I think before I go to the question, I think more of all, I kind of want to channel this whole Cat Williams vibe I'm feeling. I want to put a blessing on you, because politics reminds me a lot like Hollywood. A lot of people want to get on, they want to get in the door, and they're campaigning for their spot. But once you get to that, there's a threshold where you're going to be tested to get into certain circles and have access to certain things. And it may cause you to compromise yourself to where you'll keep the status quo interest at check instead of doing what the community who votes for you and your constituency, what they want you to do. So my prayer is that you have the integrity of a Cat Williams, and that whenever you find yourself in one of them rooms, in one of them meetings, brother, do not put on no dress. Can I get a bomb drop?
Put on no dress. They ain't even me. I do it for you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Man, don't sell out to people, man. Keep yourself 100. And again, just know the higher the level, the bigger the devils. But man, stay true to who you are, brother. And I hope that you really do some serious, tangible good for the community.
Get ready for the hate.
Thank you.
Okay, you got to be ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Do your fitness, cause see, I'm telling you right now, I experienced. The more you call people out and hold them accountable, the more you do things. Andre, they coming for you. They gonna keep coming. You gotta keep stepping and standing though. So I want to give you that, brother. Keep pushing, cause the haters is coming. The mud is getting thrown. There's no fair fight in the playground, as they say. Watch out. The co-conspirators, they coming together. Get ready. But you got to keep stepping and standing, brother. District 18 is a very important seat to the community. Brother, keep pushing, man. Take the time. Make sure your aides and the folks around you, make sure you hold them accountable, keep them tight. Because, those bills, man, those pages get thick, man. They slip a few things in there in the page and be like, oh, I missed it. So definitely make sure you put the right team around you, brother. And as you start getting close, man, definitely send us some information. We want to make sure the community is aware where you have your debates because we need to hear this voice that you have, this powerful presence. Oakland needs you, Alameda needs you, Emeryville needs you, San Francisco needs you. We need more Black representation at the state, and that's just what it is, man. And we just hope that you continue to stay empowered and you continue to just keep pushing forward, man. As civil duties is very important, and we got to keep pushing forward and make sure the community gets that. So, with that being said, is there any final shout outs, any words you want to give to the community? I know, I don't know what the election time is for y'all out there for that district seat, but if you want to let people know the ballots, they'll be coming out at different times all throughout the year for different stuff. But yeah, let the community know, brother.
Mm-hmm. Yes. One of the final things I want to talk about is policy for housing. Well, two. So I'm gonna do a quick one. The first one is educators, right? So educators in the state of California is being largely underpaid in the state of California, and I want to make sure we do something about it. The state haven't got it done right. One of the plans I have once I get into the state is to eliminate state taxes for teachers. If we can't be able to pay them a fair wage, we at least should be able to put a couple $100s in their pocket every 2 weeks, right? That'll go a long way for a teacher who's single parent, check by check. Second is I just want to talk about YIMBY. So YIMBY is Yes in My Backyard. My opponent, she's aligned with them, and I think they're really dangerous. YIMBY is aligned with big developers, and these big development companies is getting tax incentives. They're getting tax incentives and land grant opportunities, which they control, right? It's funded through the federal government, but the state control it. They determine who gets these opportunities. And we need sometimes they also give out they also give out state funding, right? So I think that we need to put the power back into the state hands and reallocate those fundings, right? And start building homes ourselves, right? Or forcing these developers to build affordable homes, right? Because rent is way too high in California. I don't care what type of job you have, it's way too high. And it seems like somebody, to me, is getting paid, right? Why is these developers continually countless of times to be able to build these high rises, charging $5,000-$6,000 a month, and they forcing the rent market to go up as well, right? So I definitely want to make sure we fight against YIMBY, put more control into the state hands and the rent market to ensure that it's fair across the board. But also I want to just thank God. God really been good to me and my family, my wife, my son, my mother, my dad, my brothers. So I just want to thank you guys for the work y'all doing. Y'all been blessing Black men and women to be able to come on this platform and just, talk about their businesses, their ventures, and you don't really get to see that too much, right? And y'all put y'all sweat and time and y'all effort, y'all out here late at night for the people, and I just want to say thank y'all for doing what y'all doing.
Man, we just want to thank you, brother. We about the people, man, and I'm just happy that you're here, ringing the alarm, letting folks know we got to get involved. And that's why I said the education is very important, the awareness, so these folks know. And I'm agreeing with you on this one. No side, just we give these corporations too many tax breaks. I mean, I see what's going on in my city. We give these folks all these tax breaks. They walk out, they move their companies, and then we stuck. No investment into the infrastructures, no investments into the schools, the playgrounds. They get these tax breaks. They bring all these people from other countries. They bring people from other places, jack the rent up. Then they walk out and leave us stranded. So definitely, we got to come with a new approach to bring businesses back to California. But these tax breaks, man, these folks are getting billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars of tax break, and they're not doing their part to bring equity. They're not bringing real tangible things for our community. You look at all the statistic boards, we still the lowest in every category. I don't like it. I'm not for that. We got to find a new way to play with these corporations who come here and just maneuver. I know COVID did a number on folks, but man, I mean, we got to come with some new models. But thank you, brother, for coming here. Thank you for your commitment for the community and trying to make that change, man. We talk about changing the narrative, uplifting the voices of the people. That's what you're doing. The voters, the community, the people will let their voices be heard at the ballot box. So continue to educate the community about what's going on as we get close to those times, man. And again, reach out to us. Anything we can do to help support. That's what we're gonna do here at both sides of the conversation.
Thank you, guys, and y'all have a great one.
All right, man. Blessings, brother. All right, there y'all have it. Andre running. He's setting off the alarm. There's alarms going on. We dropping bombs. I don't know. It's happening. Everything is going on over here. I don't know. All right, I'm having too much fun over here, man. With that being said, I know it's getting late. I got my guy T here. I got to bring T back up because T is a real mover shaker. What he's doing with his organization. Not only being a collaborator across the communities, the brotherhood that he's building, not only just in all brotherhoods, but just community, sisters, supporting everybody. He's also part of the barbershop talk. I've been trying to get Craig on here, another entity of Black males building mental health, building brotherhood. A lot of things going on in 2024. We know our mayor's up for election. There's a lot of political change happening. There's a lot of things going on, T. Just wanted to get your perspective, because you got your hands in everything. You're around all the stuff that's going on. 2024, what is it looking like? What do you think? Where we go as community, where we go as brothers, where we go as sisters? How do we unite the community together? We're going to continue to do our part here to try to collaborate and bring the community together. But we got some issues that we got to really address as we're pushing up against this clock. And I just feel like we are so behind the 8 ball on that Black folks across the city in the Bay Area, we're just reacting and we're not getting enough to put our foot down and ground ourselves to really make movement.
You started off by saying we got to come up with a new model. Like my man Doc says in The Kings, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So if we don't look at what our general plan is and start making intellectual steps to advance and really add value, first within ourselves, second within our families, and then third within our communities. Because what the difference between a good chess player and a grand master is what? Somebody.
Anybody. That knowledge that the grandmaster is the dominant one of the board.
Yeah. So a good chess player is thinking 2 and 3 plays out. A grandmaster is thinking 15 plus plays down the road. So hear what I'm saying. We got to be thinking not just 3 to 5. We got to start outlining what the next plays are going to be that's going to really, really add value to ourselves, to our spouses, to our families, because we can't mistake movement for achievement. We can do all this running up and down, but if we're not actually moving in the right direction, we really are not really adding any substantial growth to our progress. And you said earlier, since the 60s, there's a study that said that over 45 to 55% of people who study college in their respective fields never go into their fields. They psychology, business, whatever. They never end up in their respective fields most of the time. So think about this. The Financial Times just a couple months ago said the Black wealth in the United States by 2050 will be at zero. By 2050, it will be at zero. So we got to stop competing with one another and start actually putting in business models, systems, and routines that are collaborative, so that you and I can actually start making bigger steps and more collaborative. Because if those facts are true, and they very likely are, then we're headed backwards. We're worse than we were in the 50s and the 60s today. So that it doesn't negate the work that's been done. It just means that we now have to change the model by which you and I just said. So the Kings that we started off with only 4 dudes. Now we're over 60, and we got about 10 to 15 on a waiting list. You can't get in unless we sponsor you. You can't even speak for the first time unless you sit in and just sit and listen, because it's hard for men to listen to what's going on. So we got to set up different models. And in my opinion, Jay, is just that if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot. And we just got to start executing. And if Mark got to go, then I need to check in with Mark. Maybe weekly, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Mark, how's that goal going? Sister IO, I heard you doing this. What's going on with that? Like, how can I help? Like, if there's certain things that you and I can help and add value or make the connection, then we should be doing everything possible that we can do to actually make this happen in 2024.
Man, that's what I needed to hear. Again, T, what you're doing is beautiful, brother. We got some motion, and I'm gonna keep pushing till my clock is turned off in here to fight for the people, bless the people, do everything I can to support the people. I heard one of the meetings you said, when we get tragic news, who's that circle? We talk about who's our circle, who's the circle of people that we go to, you know what I mean? And I think about it, like, I look at you, I look at Craig, I look at some of the leaders in the community that's really giving they all, man. And it's like, I asked myself one time, is we doing enough? And having you here tonight just let me know, the motion is moving. We got some opportunities. I think we're headed into a situation as Black people, and we're going to have to make some decisions of, like, how we going to move, how we going to change the culture, how we going to adult, because I think we are at a place where the adults are not adulting. The young people are watching the adults, and they're just not. I'm watching. You see the stuff, right? I'm letting people know, like, I thought 2024, I'm opening the door. Like, let's see. It's getting worse. I see what's going on with the young people, the parents. And I remember you saying something, is that what we see is what we live, what we go through, brother. And what our young people are seeing, what's happening out here on social media, what we seeing in the community, what we seeing as a culture, is not ending up to be wins. I'm sorry to tell people. So when you say 2050, Black wealth is gone, and we look at the advancement of AI, the advancement of robotics, the advancement of automation, and Black folks are not getting those opportunities. We're not even in the realm of the understanding of what's going on. We spending all of our time fighting each other, tearing each other down instead of uplifting. We have been played on, and I remember you saying something about we've been played on by the PTSD, by the trauma, by the things that we've been through. We can't even focus. We say we're healing. We're going, man. I'm telling you, man. I be listening to these people. We're getting all this healing, man. And this is why I always say, what does that look like? I get so frustrated because everybody talking about healing. They talking about this, and then you look at how they acted. It's like, where did you do all this healing at?
Yeah,
the adults.
Trauma and triggers are real, even when you are an adult. And until we become self-aware, self-analyze who we are and who we're looking to be and become, we can never put in better habits and routines and systems that is going to help us become the better version of ourselves. I find that most of us do the worst stuff to us, ourselves. Like I ain't got to tell Mark what the wrongness is. You already know what the wrong is, but you decided that you wanted to. So now you got to accept the consequences. So we got to get back to that inner self of values, principles, and beliefs. And it's like a couple months ago, I was about to go do something, and I told my wife about it. And I said, babe, I'm about to go do this. She was like, oh, okay. She came back 45 minutes and said, hey, can you tell me what such and such value brings to you, to we and us? I said, yeah, I can. Yeah, let me think about that. An hour went by, 2, 3, 4 hours went by. I couldn't come up with a value of why I should do what I just told her I was about to do. Yeah, I knew it would be fun, but fun is not in the action, the master plan. So she was like, well, you can go have fun if you want to, but I'm looking for the value. I'm like, here we go. So when you start thinking like that and you start thinking about values and principles by which you live your life on, people will either gravitate towards you or start rolling right away. And so we don't have to worry about others. We don't have to compare ourselves to other people outside. We got to stop comparing ourselves to others. And we just need to be the best version of ourselves so that when we show up, that we can show out.
Man, that's it. That was it. Let me drop a bomb right there. That was the bomb. We should be blowing it. I don't know. Now what bombs I want to drop. Drop a bomb for T. I don't know who's gonna see. I knew it was gonna catch me tonight. There you go. We blowing up the spot, T. Hey, man, that was the wrap up. That was it, T. But I'm gonna end it the way I started it. Our Black women in leadership are being attacked all over the place. Our mayor, you see what's going on across the country. We got some work to do, T. We got to protect our queens.
Yeah.
It's some real hatred going on out there. You know what I'm saying? Self-hate. And the enemy is working. That energy that we talked about is working out there. And we got to protect the queens. We got to uplift the community. I'm loving to see what the Kings is doing. I'm loving to see what Barbershop is doing. I'm loving to see what all of our brothers out there stepping up, because a lot of times ladies, where the brothers at? What the brothers at? What the brothers at? And I can say that we got some amazing brothers that are doing the work. We meeting, we doing the work, we having the conversations. And man, it's very powerful. But we got some work to do, T. I'm walking on the side of you. We got important things coming up civically we got to do to help our community move forward. We got some stuff with the brothers we got to do to move forward. We got to continue to collaborate. We got to continue to build the ecosystem in 2024. We got to bring this Black joy back. We got to bring this Black love back. We got to have some radical love. We got to have some radical, everything radical this year. We got to go radical because that 2050 number that you are talking about is very, very real. and we got some scary times coming up. You think people are suffering now? I'm like, I'm talking to my financial advisor today, and he's like, John, people just don't even know. The news is lying. We are in bad shape. When you look at the cuts that are going on, not just in San Francisco, across the Bay Area, statewide, when you look at the amount of layoffs, I always tell people everybody's impacted. It's a trickle-down effect, right? These people lose their jobs. Every business and entity is impacted. The restaurants, the hairdresser, the nails, everybody's impacted by these financial crises. And we're not in a great shape in this state. We're not in a great shape in this country. We have in this country made the investments for everybody else except the people here. There are some changes that needs to happen. There are some models that need to be changed. We need some radical change to bring back stability, not only to our community, but to this country. It's going to take us all. We're going to have to stick and stand and step and stand. We're going to have to do everything that we can together this 2024 if we want to come in and come out looking up and saying we have an opportunity. It's going to take the community. All power is in the people. T, thank you for being here, King. I know it's been a long night, brother. You know, you're always welcome, brother.
Man, you guys are doing a fabulous job. Thank you very much. Keep up the wonderful work, and anything we can do to support, we're always here for you guys, okay?
Man, thank you, brother. You always know the door is open here. Have a blessed evening. Keep doing what you're doing. I'll see you on Saturday, and we're going to keep moving this thing forward, brother. Salute. All right, there you have it, King. You have it, Cleans, the community. We've been here. Our first day back. I know it's long. People are like, it is time to go. Hang in there, y'all. We got to get out of here because we can't let y'all go without Io, Mark, giving the words to the community. We cannot go without another bomb. I'm dropping bombs over here. I don't know. After this show to the next show, it's going to be shots fired. Things happening. The bishop is back on fire. I don't care. In my time on this precious earth, I will make sure I stand with the people. With my short time here, I will step and stand with my people. That's all I know. That's all I know. I love the people. But with that being said, community, give us a few minutes to close out tonight's show. I know y'all been waiting patiently. I know y'all like, shut up, Bishop. You've been dropping bombs. You've been giving applause. You've been showing love to the people. I don't know. We gonna get through it, though, because that's what we have with Brother Mark, the voice of the platform. Holla at the people, kid. We had an amazing first day back. We've disrupted some minds tonight.
I'll tell you like this here. The sound effects are doing it. I'm digging the sound effects, Bishop. Glad to add that to our repertoire. But as always, so glad to be back. Community is nothing but love here, all the way from Houston, Texas. As always, the hidden gems are amazing. They're not staying hidden anymore. We're going to showcase all the people. Just want to continue to give out love, give out hope, give out encouragement. And again, Brother T said something there in that last sibling, and I just kind of want to just swing back around to with that 2050 number. Community, if we don't truly understand history, it is quite possibly that we can repeat it. Nobody is coming to save us. And while it is true that it's not our fault that there is so much division in our own community, and yes, some of it has been very intentional, it is our responsibility, and we must be twice as intentional in bringing ourselves together as all the outside forces have been at dividing and driving us apart so that we can own our own salvation.
We're sounding the alarm, community. Wake up, okay? We got to get on code. Y'all know Mark, he gonna tell you we got to get on code together. We got to get on code. With that being said, the queen is here. Io, give some parting words to the people the first day back in 2024. Let the people know.
I just want to acknowledge how strong this segment was. Our brothers, our kings of the community showed up in full throttle. The most beautiful thing I continuously heard throughout each presentation: God, my wife, my family, my friends, my community. That's showing we still have some of our developers, our leaders, our men who are putting down the foundation to everything we need to put the unity back in community. We have our leaders, and they are showing a strong front with everybody that is right beside them. Brother Terrell just said, and I had to write this down because it resonated. If everyone does a little, nobody has to do a lot. And that speaks volumes to so many different aspects of your life when it comes to work, personal, whatever it is. That key note right there can get us so much further. Because what you're doing just a little bit, you gain so much more momentum instead of trying to take big leaps, big leaps, big leaps. With everybody putting their hands together, little by little, think about the mountains that we can scale and climb. So keep that in mind, community, when you go to sleep tonight, when you wake up tomorrow. Give that little bit. Those small, kind gestures make a grand impression. So take that with you. And thank you, guys.
We blowing up the spot over here in 2024. I don't know. I'm fired up. See, sometimes the news they give you, you think is bad news. It's the great news because I get to see greatness. See, I have the amazing folks that are doing the amazing work. Tonight, you see some amazing keys. This is both sides of the conversation team. When I say the people who care about people, they here, they grinding. Through the turmoil, through the ups and downs, we still here blessing the people. I heard somebody tonight say, I appreciate y'all. I didn't know this was going on. Appreciation is all we need. A little bit, give us something. Support. Every little bit helps. I think he said every little bit makes it get done or whatever, however he put it. But we got a lot of it to do in 2024. We got to unify. We got to come together. We got to do what we got to do because the odds are against us. The enemy is against us. The folks is going. All we doing is just, tearing each other down and we ain't getting forward. I see somebody in the chats today saying that, everybody else is thriving but black folks. Black folks, when we gonna come together? When we gonna stop throwing each other on the bus and stand together, stand together, and make sure we do what we got to do? When we gonna get out of our feelings, our bitterness, our hatred, our misunderstanding, our miscommunication, our personal, you know what I'm saying? And just say, hey, I want to see you win. I just want to see you win. I just want to see you win. I want to uplift you. We got to do it. Nobody's going to do it for us but us. So that's just what it is. But at the end of the day, we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep standing. I promise you, every day, I'm thankful to wake up to see another day. Every day that I know I'm getting closer to these lights being out. Because the lights will go out. I have an appointment that I can't cancel. But I'm not stepping in it afraid. I'm not stepping in it and tiptoeing. I'm stepping in it for my people. I'm giving you all I got, community. We can't say I ain't going to give you all I got. I'm going to give you all I got to make sure that you get the information. You get the resources. You get the opportunity. You get to understand what's really going on. Because we'll keep bringing the people here to make sure you uplift and get the information that you need for access, information, and we're going to be intentional. We're going to do all those great things, and we're going to keep pushing forward. I'm happy that 2024 is here. New doors is opening, new opportunities, new haters, everything is open this year. But you get to just keep pushing. You get to smile. People want to see you frown. People want to see you sad. I'm not going to be sad. I get bad news. I'm not sad. I just smile. Okay, I understand the assignment, Lord. My time is coming. I got to get ready. I'm getting ready, community. Are you ready? Are you going to give everything, every ounce of your blood, sweat, and tears to the people? I will still sleep for 2 hours. I will still go the distance. That's what I will do. I don't know about y'all, but with that being said, we got to get out. Give me a bomb for that, Mark. Ow! I'm blowing up the spot 2024. Let's go, community. Shots fired, all of that. Cat Williams said, it's the year of smoke. We're going in. All right. But with that being said, we got to get out of here. Let me get a bit of this. People wait like, Bishop, what are you doing? I'm having too much fun. I don't know. But here we go. I got to get a bit of diction because it's been a while. Y'all pray for me. I don't even know if I'm going to get through this. My lungs is going out. I can't breathe. I'm going to try to get through this. The first day back in 2024, it goes a little something like this. Hey, community. Community, can you hear me? Ring the alarm. We're coming for the benediction. Tonight, you've been blessed. The first day back. The first day back in 2024, I heard some noise out there. Oh, both sides of the conversation is off the air. Oh, they out of business. Oh, they took the bishop down. Oh, no, we're here. We stepping steady with the community. Tonight, we've been blessed. We started off with the brother, Pickleball King. He's already a king because he's doing it professionally. I didn't know nothing about pickleball. He's been through some turmoil. He's been through some things. But with all of that, he's been able to overcome. Now take the pickleball to another level. He's a fireman. Don't tell me black men are not doing nothing. See, in 2024, we're going to change the narrative. We're going to uplift the brothers and sisters of the community that's making great, tremendous impact. We're going to expose you because maybe you like me. I didn't know about pickleball. Tonight, you heard from a pickleball legend. He's already out there. He's coming to the Bay. Get ready, community. We're going to teach the young people pickleball. We're going to find another way for them to be professional athletes. They don't have to play football, basketball. Now we have pickleball. I don't know. Then we had our brother Mitch. Oh, man, 35 years of service. When you talk about reentry, when you talk about what's going on at San Quentin State Prison, it takes giants. It takes motivators. It takes fearless men and women to go behind the walls with some of the most dangerous, vulnerable people who are trying to make the right decision. They're straddling the fence. I want to do right. I don't want to do wrong. But when they have opportunities and resources, they can make that change. Tonight, Brother Mitch was here to give you love, to show you a little bit of compassion, a little bit of humility, a little bit of consistency. I don't know. It's the little things. I heard him say, just taking a brother out to breakfast, first out of the joint, taking him to the mall to get him some, just the little things, getting a cell phone. The little things is all that matter. Sometimes it's the resources, the opportunity, the seat at the table is what gives somebody the power and the inspiration to do right. Community, it is our jobs to make sure when our brothers and sisters come back to the community, they have a true opportunity. We have the resources ready for them. We don't want them to stray back into the criminal life. Brother Gardner's doing the work. He's willing to collaborate. He's opening up his door. He said, no more tears. Our community has cried long enough. This injustice, this incarceration, this substance abuse. It's been a lot, community, but we can get through it. Then we had the brother, Dexter Bibbs, come on, the pastor. I'm the bishop, but we had the pastor. Tonight, he's doing a little bit here, a little bit there. He's making wine. They say, oh, Jesus drunk fine wine. I don't know. Every month is communion, the wine, the bread. I don't know. We got a brother making wine. See, when we talk about Black entrepreneurship, when we talk about Black thoughtness, when we talk about the Black folks in the community that can do amazing things. See, before I never heard of Black wineries. It was always Italian. It was always others. But today, in 2024, I've met a personal Black winery. I know there's others out there. I know about the Browns. I know about, but today I had Brother Bibbs on my show here at both sides of the conversation. He makes wine. He preaches to the people. He's committed. Oh, and he has a story. He's been there, done that. Community. It's never too late to make an opportunity. You can do all things with a little bit of love and support. And then we had our brother Andre here. When you talk about the political arena in 2024, the presidential election, the Senate seats, there's a lot going on. Somebody here from D18 is representing for the people. I don't know, community. He said he's not choosing a side. He's open. He want to make change. He want to help our educators. He want to bring back some of the things that they're trying to take from us. Our own private security. They want to remove our guns. They want to do all of these things. They want to pump fear into the people. Black folks, they have pumped fear into us enough. Every election season. Today, you heard from Brother Andre. There's an opportunity to bring somebody who looks like you, the voices, the Sacramento, to make change, to fight for the right thing. I don't know. You got to get out there and vote. There's an opportunity to connect the Bay. We need civic leaders. We need leaders at all levels to step up and do something. He's stepping out in faith. He's doing the things that he needs to do for the family, for the community. I don't know where you stand. Uplift the people that want to go. Uplift the people that are trying to make a difference and change. I don't know. Get out there and vote. This is your civic duty. Our ancestors fought for us to have the right to vote. Go out there and do your civic duty. And then lastly, my brother, a kingmaker, the accountability kings, working with the brothers in the community. My boy Terrell is doing amazing work, uplifting the brothers. You heard what he said. To be a king, you got to listen. You can't just come in and start talking. You got to listen. It takes a little bit of listening. That's why God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. I am one bishop, but he gave me 2 ears and 1 mouth. The work that is happening, I heard Io say it, mental health. We must do it in our community. We must embrace it. We must find whatever being that we can to get out of our element of self-destruction. The number of suicides is raising in our community. Folks are more desperate, more than ever. People are losing their jobs, their families, their opportunity. They are ready to give up. We need the professional people in our community to make sure that they're doing the work, supporting the people. We need radical love. Somebody needs a hug. Reach out to your loved ones. It's a lot going on in our community. And finally, before we leave, the both sides of the conversation team, the very people that are continuing to do the work and uplift the voices of the people, changing the narrative, showing up when nobody shows up, giving you an opportunity. Don't forget about us, community. We'll be out there. To all of the parents out there, January 22nd is the deadline for our essay council. People have been asking me, January 22, work with your kids, get involved, get your essays in, okay? We'll be calling out the winners. We'll get them on here. Our bowling event is coming. It's fast approaching. All y'all waiting till the last minute. Don't wait till the last minute. The reservations will close soon because the numbers are increasing every day. Because when you love the people, like these both sides of the conversation, folks, they know where the love is. They're going to show up. It's a lot going on in the month of February. Make sure you're a part of it. We'll continue to announce the events and what's going on for 2024. This Thursday, we are trying to get our guest in. We lost the guest. We're trying to get somebody in for Thursday. If not, we will have one to follow. We're going to keep working. Maybe it's you watching tonight. I got something I want to educate the community with. Won't you come on and do a PowerPoint presentation? Why are you guys holding on to all of the information? Come share with the community. Hey, community, I want to educate you. Tap in, sign up for our Educational Thursday, do a PowerPoint presentation, and let's lift the people up. This Sunday, we'll have a Sunday conversation. We're still looking for a few people. Come and talk. I know it's playoff season. I know it's a lot of things. The Niners ain't playing. The Raiders ain't playing. Why don't you come talk to the people? Let's talk about what's going on in 2024, all right? Let's do that and uplift the community. Also, before we leave, just want to say we are hitting these low temperatures at night. I know there's been a lot of freeze warnings going on around here in the Bay Area. Please make sure you bring your pets in. Make sure you're doing the things that you need to protect yourself. Check on your elders. It is freezing out here, not only here in the Bay Area, but across the country. There are storms, weather that is just ridiculous, snow coming in, thunderstorms, everything. Check on your loved ones, check on your people as stuff is going on. Make sure you have all your emergency numbers for PG&E, for the electric companies, the water companies. Because of these cold temperature, pipes might bust. You might wake up in the morning and see water flooded everywhere. So please make sure you have the right numbers in place as we're going to continue to do our service here to give you the public information, because maybe you don't check the weather. Maybe you don't know what's going on. We got some good storms today, but make sure you protect yourself. A lot of power outages and things of that nature. Make sure our elders are getting their prescriptions and stuff. Make sure that their medicines are staying cold. And again, we love you. This is our first show back. Yes, we are back. All the people, oh, they go, they done. No, we are here after the new year, and we will continue to keep pushing forward as we go through this year. A lot of great things coming. Thank you for community for being patient on our first night back. I know it's long. It's been a long ride. I know Mark got to get out of here. One more bomb for the people. We blew it up this spot, okay? But thank you all for tuning in for our first night back. Give yourself a round of applause. Everybody, we did a great job tonight. We'll see you all this Sunday. Have a blessed evening. Be safe out there. Continue to do the work. Continue to uplift the people. 2024. New opportunities. We letting go all of the stuff from last year. We're building. We're moving forward in 2024. Let's go, community. All power to the people.